beginning, which generally is maybe one person. But tonight we're going to be running Modern. The last few weeks we've been doing different formats because of all the different events, but we're getting into the lull at the end of the year where events are slowing down. The only real relevant event, other than Baltimore this weekend, which none of us are going to, is the Invitational in 2 weeks. And for that, the majority of us want to test Modern more so because this, I believe the open at the side of it is Modern.
I believe it is Modern.
Mm-hmm. So tonight we'll have Chucky running through a Modern Gauntlet. He'll be playing Jeskai Control. This is not the Jeskai Tempo deck with main deck Ice to Saint Traft and main deck Spellcaller or anything. This is just a pure control deck. Its win condition is Celestial Colonnade, Burn Spells, and Snapcaster Mage, along with a few Planeswalkers to go with it.
Some Gideons in there.
And then, so I don't know the exact order. Nathaniel usually does the specifics on the order that we're going through, and he's down there in the fray right now. But we'll probably get that order coming in next round. But I do know for right now, as you can all see, we have Jeskai Control versus Affinity. Nathaniel taking a mulligan, pretty regular for an Affinity deck. Even the hands that look like they're fine aren't good enough.
Yeah, but the deck doesn't need much to just go off.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a slow start, not having any creatures, but literally any play off of the mana will just turn his entire hand off. Or turn his entire hand on, rather. It looks like he has another Springleaf Drum, and potentially another land, but I can't make out the third card in Nathaniel's hand. And Chucky just looking like he's fetch shocking, going for more than likely, yep, just a Serum Visions to start off the turn. Start off the game. So, Chucky's main deck for this matchup, he's on 2 Lightning Bolt, 4 Path to Exile, 3 Lightning Helix, and then 1 Electrolyze. So, we have Nathaniel still in the commentator line down there.
I'll be your Nathaniel for the evening.
I mean,
what does Chucky's land situation look like? Does he have any land destruction?
Land destruction in his main deck, it looks like there is none. He is on all colored sources. 4 Colonnade, 8 total fetches, 4 Floodstrand, 4 Steam Vents, 1 Glacial Fortress, double Hollowed Fountain, 4 basics, 2 Island, 1 Mountain, 1 Plains, a Sacred Foundry, 2 Steam Vents, and 2 Sulphur Falls. And looking away for a second, we saw Nathaniel put his entire hand into play except for 1 card, the Affinity thing, but his entire hand gave him a 1/1 creature.
Yeah, won't be a 1/1 for long.
Oh, definitely not, but going for the Arcbound Ravager in this type of matchup always kind of the awkward thing. But here's Thoughtcast, which the way Nathaniel's deck is built in comparison to how other lists of Affinity are built, it's able to capitalize on the colored mana that it makes for Thoughtcast over something like Galvanic Blast, giving him the ability to have more of a real running speed against the decks that are trying to interact with him.
Yeah. See, this is why I asked about the land destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, Control has a hard time dealing with man lands.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky has a lot of spot removal in his deck. The question comes down to whether or not he can draw it. If he can't get a bolt or a path early for these lands, the Arcbound Ravager will just go crazy.
And it definitely will be an issue. And here we see a very good card in this matchup, right? Think twice.
I'll draw 1, you draw 2.
And Nathaniel's only costing 1 mana.
Yeah.
Chucky having to spend his entire turn to cycle a card, and he had to deal 2 damage to himself to do that.
He did. That is another reason I think that Affinity is favored in this matchup, is because the Jeskai deck does so much damage to itself just from its lands. Like, Chucky does an early start for Nathaniel.
In comparison to like the blue-white decks, which generally have a very good Affinity matchup.
Yeah, the blue-white decks, they have, somewhere between 7 and 8 basics. So you fetch, you just take 1 to get an untapped mana source. They also usually run more sweepers in the main, so typically works out better.
We've gotten to the situation now where Nathaniel has 2 Ravagers. Definitely much more of an awkward thing, and now Nathaniel just has the ability to, any removal spell will just grow any other guys. And cards like Lightning Bolt, which, he's on a more of a low of Lightning Bolt in comparison to Path to Exile, but just really, all removal is not going to do almost anything at this point.
So the main thing Chucky has to have here is Path is the most important card, because it does not care about Arcbound Ravager's counters. So if he can bolt a Ravager or something to bait out a sacrifice and then
Mhm.
has a path to follow it up, that's generally a good spot to be. The second Arcbound Ravager is kind of iffy because it's going to be able to just pick up where the first Ravager left off.
Mhm.
If Chucky has nothing here, he's just in serious
So right
peril.
now he's taking 5. Nathaniel grew it to 6. So he's currently taking 5 damage or 6 life damage and 2 infect, which put him to 3 infect, and then down to 7 if he has no interaction to it. And then his fetch land will put him down to 6 at the end of turn.
Yep.
And even with a, well, I mean a, if there is a Supreme Verdict that Chucky can find, he's playing 2 of them in his main deck. He will actually have a decent ability to start crawling back into the surviving game.
So it feels right here that if Chucky hasn't used a spot removal spell by this point, he probably doesn't have one at all, which means those man lands are just going to take over even if he can Supreme Verdict.
Well, so if he verdicts this turn, Nathaniel either goes to put him to 5 infect or down. That's
Okay.
Getting rid of those man lands is very important. I feel like making the play at the end of turn does kind of indicate that there probably is a verdict coming up, and that's what it definitely looks like.
Yep.
All right. So now Chucky is at 6, and Nathaniel's left with just a Blink Moth Nexus. So Chucky's actually in a position to where he can possibly start crawling out of this, assuming Nathaniel just kind of draws a little dead.
Did we get Chucky gaining 3 off of the lightning?
He did
helix?
not. It was
he sacrificed
in
it in response. Okay.
And here's a Cranial Plating, which, not necessarily the best card to draw on this spot, but it actually does make that Blink Moth Nexus a lethal. Is it lethal? No, I think it's like 1 or 2 short of it.
1, 2, 3, 4. It would be a 5-1.
Oh, okay, so it is.
But I believe Chucky drew a lightning helix off the top of the deck, so if Nathaniel goes to animate here, Chucky should have it covered.
I would hope he had some form of interaction with the fact that he was comfortable enough just tapping out for a Search for Visconta here.
Yep.
Or tapping low to Search for Visconta. But there's a Master of Ethereum, which is one of the better cards that Nathaniel can have to try to fight this matchup. So Master of Ethereum currently is just a 4/4, but that can, in this situation, only be killed either by a double spell or a Path to Exile. Chucky, luckily, has not had to use any of his Path to Exiles yet. So if he has one in hand, and his hand looks like it has 6 cards in it.
Yeah, he looks pretty loaded.
He should be in a good position to be able to start just taking over this game from the lower life total. Visconta will be flipping this turn more than likely. He's at 6 cards in graveyard right now, so if he, unless this is just the best card in this type of situation, we'll probably be getting rid of that, but it looks like he wants it. I wonder what it was. Can't get a great look at it. It was a land. He wanted his 5th land.
Yep.
Well, so that's interesting. Keeping the Colonnade there is a 5th tapped land, but binning the Colonnade makes a 5th untapped land.
So I think what Chucky wants here is Celestial Colonnade is also a way to block Blink Moth Nexus if it is chosen to be animated. Also, the fact that he kept the land probably means that his hand is good enough in spot removal to deal with what Nathaniel's currently doing, so he can take a turn off to play a tap land.
Okay. I can completely see where that's coming from. And we can confirm that all the cards in his hand are spells, because he actually did not play a 5th land last turn. So here's the animate, and then Nathaniel also has double black open to be able to haste equip. So Chucky does have to act here before Nathaniel does. And Chucky has one of the better things that he can do here.
Yep.
Going ahead and getting a Lightning Helix and being able to block in the same situation will make it to where he is just very able to continue the surviving from this point on.
Now, what I actually would have liked to have seen there is I would have liked to have seen him target Lightning Helix with Snapcaster, let the Blink Moth go to combat damage.
Okay.
If Nathaniel chooses to put the Cranial Plating on the Blink Moth, you can Lightning Heal in response. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The Master was a 6.
2. Okay, yeah, so Lightning Helix wouldn't have done it.
Because Nathaniel could animate the Ink Moth Nexus with itself in response. But now he has Gideon here, and Gideon can check the Master. But again, he has to have some form of interaction to be able to not die to this Ink Moth Nexus. Or actually, does the Ink Moth Nexus kill him? It's a 2 on base power toughness because of Master of Ethereum, and then itself gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be exactly lethal right now. Ink Moth Nexus is a lethal threat as well. There's a Vault Scourge, which guarantees it. Just give it that little bit of extra.
Yep.
But yeah, Chucky is forced to have, again, another piece of interaction here, and just where we are in the game, Chucky has to have something to interact with what Nathaniel's doing every
Yep,
turn.
that is a good one.
And another Lightning Helix here means that he's staying alive in the fight that really matters, because the Ink Moth fight isn't something that I think Chucky's going to lose to at this point in the game anymore. Is he at... Okay, yeah, no, so now he's at 7. So now he'll go ahead and be at 6 lands with Sisconto the Sunken Ruin in play. And getting the trials here to just check this Master of Ethereum for the rest of this game until Chucky finds something to do to just answer both of them. And does he have a verdict here? So he picked up a second
So
verdict.
he also has a bolt in hand. So
Okay.
anything that comes off the top he should have checked, assuming it's not a I'm drawing a blank. Metalcraft protection from all
a
colors.
champion, which
Yeah.
I don't believe Nathaniel plays in his main deck. The list of affinity that he has opted to play has trimmed on the cards like Etched Champion in favor of playing the 4 main deck Master of Ethereums. And all Nathaniel had there was an Ornithopter with a thing. Chucky had the direct answer for it, and Nathaniel's just going to go ahead and concede that one up.
Yep.
So from each player's side, Chucky's sideboard is 1 Engineered Explosives, 2 Dispel, 2 Relic Regeneratus, a Celestial Purge, 2 Disdainful Strokes, a Negate, a Stony Silence, 2 Geist of Saint Traft, an Instant Staticaster, a Vanillion Click, and a Wear Tear. What do you like here?
I definitely like the Engineered Explosives, the Negate, the Stony Silence. The Is It Staticaster can probably come in if there's something in his main board that's just not good enough. The Wear Tear is definitely good here. If there's anything in his main board that's just bad enough that he can take out, I would be fine with him also bringing Vendilion Click in.
Okay.
It gets rid of any problematic cards that may be in Nathaniel's hand. It's also a flying blocker if needed. Also, assuming Chucky has enough spot removal to just survive, he goes attacking for 3 in the air every turn. It's not a fast clock, but it's a clock all the same. I don't like Geist of Saint Traft.
I understand his thought process on just trying to maybe go into the racing situation, but I definitely don't think that's what you're trying to do when you're this build of the Jeskai deck. So looking at his main deck, I would think that the 1 main deck Negate, the 2 main deck Think Twice, the Searcher's Conta, and the Injani Vengeance are the easiest cards to get rid of out of the deck. And those being 5 cards, I do like bringing in the Vanillion Click.
I do. Gideon Jura, I believe, could come out. In my experience playing with the card against Affinity, it's basically a fog for a turn, and if you can't actually deal with anything, then you've just spent 5 mana doing nothing.
Which, I mean, in some situations can be what you need, but you definitely don't want to be playing 5 mana prevent all damage.
Yeah, I feel like if there's 5 cards that can come out, I would bring out Think Twice. Sphinx's Revelation feels way too slow.
Yeah.
I could probably see coming out 1 Logic Knot.
Okay.
Just again seems too slow. And also the Ajani, so that puts him 5 cards.
That's the 5 for those 5.
Say he doesn't have Negate in his pile, I believe if he had brought Negate in, my last card I would have brought out would be Gideon.
Okay.
Gideon's good enough to leave in, but he's also good enough to take out.
Okay. And then from Nathaniel's side, it's a little more awkward because he sent me a screen cap of a Moto deck instead of the actual thing. But I think we did see what he was bringing in. I think it was the Stubborn Denial, the Double Thoughtseize, the 3 Etched Champion, and the 1 Thalia.
Yep.
And that seems simple enough. No guarantees on exactly what he sideboarded out. I'm going to assume it was Double Steel Overseer, probably the Memnites and the Galv Blasts.
Yep. He also has a spicy one of Hope of Gear Repair.
Which is actually, I think, for this type of matchup.
Yep.
Because connecting with it on 3 or turn 4 if you're on the play means that they can't verdict you on the next turn.
It's also just another really good flyer to put cranial plating on. Just gets around stuff.
Alright. And so we'll go ahead and see. So Nathaniel's showing us what he's taking out, it looks like. So it was 1 Master of Ethereum, Double Steel Overseer, the 2 Galvanic Blast, and 1 of the Ornithopters. Ornithopter makes more sense to take out than Memnite, actually thinking about it.
I definitely like taking the Steel Overseers out. They just feel way too slow in this matchup.
Also, just cards that only really do anything if you're committing a lot to the board. Again, to the deck with sweepers is not necessarily where you want it.
Yeah, this deck generally just feels not favored for Nathaniel with all the spot removal that Jeskai Control has.
having access to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards that just point at something and say that dies, along with 2 Supreme Verdicts and 4 Snapcaster Mages to bring all 12 of those cards back, definitely is not the place that Affinity wants to be.
Yeah, it feels like the best way for Nathaniel to steal this game is to get an early Etch Champion and Cranial Plating and just go to town. Assuming Chucky doesn't... Because, like, you have to expend a Supreme Verdict just to kill an Etch Champion, which feels terrible. If Nathaniel can get out an early Etch Champion, I really like him favored in this matchup.
Absolutely, because it's just so hard to answer. Chucky here's mulliganing down to 6. Didn't get a great look at the hands. Both players not really playing in a way that makes it easy to see. But, I mean, for the most part, most of his 6s are probably also just fine. Looks like he has 2 blue-white lands. Gideon of the Trials, is it 3 blue-white lands?
I think I see
double Colonnade
two Colonnade Hollow Fountain, which you don't want to mull to 5 in this matchup.
Yeah.
That's...
I mean, that hand casts Gideon of the Trials.
Like, you just have to hope that it's... And Nathaniel playing a Springleaf Drum on turn 1, you just have to hope the match goes slow enough that you can curve out.
Yeah, Nathaniel looking like he has kind of a slower hand. Is he missing a second land drop here, actually? I think he might be, and just be playing just some 1-drops. Yep. So we get a better look at what Chucky has is working with. Double Gideon of the Trials.
Oh, that's a Gideon Jura.
Oh, okay. That art.
So I actually think I like taking Gideon of the Trials here.
I would agree with that. That's a Glacial Fortress, importantly. It is not a hollow.
Oh.
So all of Chucky's lands are just meandering rivers.
Okay.
But, Snapcaster Mage, Serum Visions, Gideon Trial, Gideon Jura. So, hand isn't terrible in most matchups. He's disguising himself as a deck that he currently is not, as blue-white Gideon control. But,
and what Nathaniel's doing here, he's putting Gideon Jura aside, saying that's definitely staying in your hand.
Like this
let's look at these. Let's look at these other 3 cards real quick.
I like where he went.
I was also thinking Serum Visions because Chucky would have to do. It looks like Chucky drew a Wear Tear.
But importantly, the side of Wear Tear that matters, he cannot cast.
This is true.
Is there a Gear per Aether Grid in the sideboard of the
he has 2. He didn't.
Is this a matchup that you would bring that in?
I love bringing it in because Jeskai and Blue White can't effectively deal with enchantments
unless they have Wear Tear.
True. But a 1-of in the board, I think, is still good enough to bring it in. And that card doing incremental damage a turn from just you not having to tap out until your opponent's end step feels really good.
It's very nice. He
Chucky with the 3 Colonnades.
Just very amusing on this extremely quality mana base that he's working with right now.
I mean, we know he has a Glacial Fortress. What I said earlier about sideboards, if he can get to 5 mana and cast Gideon Jura, and this is all Nathaniel's doing this game, it's looking pretty good for Chucky.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, Gideon Jura, takes 2, which is how much he takes up for every turn?
Nathaniel drawing 2 cards here.
Hoping to find something.
Yep, didn't get a look at what he got.
There's the Hope.
Yep, that's a good one.
He's got some hope, at least.
Yep. So he knows what's in Chucky's hand from that Thoughtseize for the most part. He knows that Chucky drew another Colonnade.
Yeah, the only card he doesn't know is the Wear Tear, and then what he just picked up.
Okay, so
we flooded
Chucky drew a Flooded Strand, so he can cast the Wear Tear. So I think what Nathaniel's going to do here next turn is he's going to sack Giriper so that Chucky cannot play Gideon Jura. Just fade him for a turn. Nathaniel has enough cards in his hand. I can't get a good look, but I feel like he's got to have some kind of action.
Oh, absolutely. There has to be something going on.
Gideon of the Trials here.
Trials here probably just getting ticked up on Vault Scourge.
I would actually tick up on Hope of Giriper, because Hope of Giriper has to do combat damage.
Oh, it does. Okay. Oh, no, yeah, I definitely like that, thinking about that. So, yeah, taking up... Well, if Hope of Giriper... So, if you tick up on Vault Scourge, and Hope of Giriper goes to Chucky's face, that Gideon stays at 4.
Correct.
That's my thought process on it.
That is true. But I almost feel like Nathaniel knows if the Gideon's not going to die... then there's no point in attacking with Hope of Giriper at it. He can just send one of the other creatures at Gideon to take it down 1. Then Hope of Giriper can sack to save him from a potential Supreme Verdict, which would just be devastating here.
So this is interesting. He went ahead and opted to just Emblem.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's the idea, that he's probably going to be Fetch Shock wearing here.
Yeah.
Or is it Tear? Which side is red? Whichever side.
Red is where.
Okay.
Which Master of Ethereum definitely gonna get one.
That one's
here.
the one getting
Yeah, he's gonna. Which also means that Gideon's gonna survive here.
Yes, this attack. Oh, we're not doing that. Oh no, the white side is 1 mana. The other side is
Shattered.
I never remember which one is the 1 mana side.
Chucky is now in a
Really
terrible
bad
position.
Because Hope of Gearper got sacrificed.
I really think he should have plussed on the Hope of Gearper. What he was banking on, almost assuredly, is that he was going to untap, play Gideon Jura. He was going to have at least one Gideon on the board with 8 loyalty when it comes down and an emblem. Now he's not going to be able to cast anything except for that Snapcaster, which isn't doing much right now.
Snapcaster, yeah, Well, no, yeah, he's just short of mana.
Yeah, there's currently nothing in his sideboard, or in his sideboard, in his graveyard. Yeah, so you would have to have enough mana to play something, snap, and replay it, and you can't do that with Wear because that requires 6 mana.
Does he have? I mean, know the other cards in his hand, right? It's Wear Tear. So he has the Glacial Fortress still.
Yeah.
The Wear Tear. You said he picked up a Snapcaster Mage.
He had a Snapcaster with the Thoughtseize.
Yes.
He also has a Gideon Jura in his hand that we know of. He has to wear the Master here. One of them.
Well, now there's another one.
Yeah, so...
And that's making this not great right now.
Yeah, so I think what's going to happen here is he's going to have to wear Master, take the rest of the damage to the face, and then hold up Snapcaster Wear the next turn. I actually don't think he can afford to play Gideon next turn.
Oh, no. Gideon just dying.
What he could do here, how many artifacts is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8.
Are you thinking about... So you're thinking about wearing the Master that just came down, and then
and then Gideon, and then minusing on the other Master.
That would be good.
I mean, the Master in itself, if Blink Moth animated, would be 8 plus. It would be 9. This is just lethal if Chucky has nothing. Because it's 9 from the Master, 2 from the Ornithopter, 3 from the Vault Scourge, and then 1 from the Signal Pest.
Chucky. I don't think Chucky should have been dead there. I think he timed his tear, or whichever side it is. I think he timed it just in the wrong positioning because he had the Snapcaster. Yeah. Snapcaster could have come down and blocked the Master and kept him alive, and then the Verdict is super live.
Yeah, I guess you could say the use of that there was terrible.
Yeah. Really wearing me down.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be moving on with.
I gotta be honest, I didn't expect Stubborn Denial there. That was not on my radar, at least.
Yeah, the one of Stubborn Denial is coming through, and I was when I was originally looking at it, I was like, how often does Stubborn Denial work as 1 mana negate? And then I really got to the thought that, well, he plays 4 Master of Ethereum.
Yep.
Those are always turn that card on.
Cranial Plating turns
it on any creature. Arcbound Ravager generally can pretty quickly turn it on. Pick up a deck again, Blue. Start playing. Magic's great.
Just make sure you play a fun deck, otherwise there's no point.
Yeah. Something that you enjoy.
Alright, so Chucky here, shocking.
Do you think that there's a Lightning Bolt?
I can't imagine there's not a Lightning Bolt. So what could happen here is if... Oh, look, a Welding Jar. That's pretty good against Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. I think he has
a Signal Pest.
Yeah, and a Drum, and I believe there's also a Vault Scourge.
Yeah.
So this is the actual just Storm 6, put my hand in play.
Yeah. Which a Welding Jar is a good hedge.
I don't think. Are we not bolting anything? Was that just a bluff?
I don't think it was a bluff. I think Chucky just thinks there's no point with that Welding Jar.
Well, you have to get the Welding Jar off the board at some point.
I definitely agree with that. I don't know why Chucky would not have bolted.
Oh, he was holding up Spell Snare. Okay. He could have Spell Snared the Vault Scourge. Yeah. But I guess there's
you're not dead to Vault Scourge.
Yeah, that's
definitely
fair.
Dead to a Cranial Plating. He also has a Lightning Helix in his hand that I saw.
Okay.
So, does regenerate? No, regenerate. The creature still takes damage, so you can at least gain 3 life.
You still gain the 3 life.
Yeah. He can also, if
Staticaster in
good one.
response to the Master.
Kill the Vault Scourge, target the Vault Scourge.
Yeah, attempt to target Vault Scourge, probably gets regenerated.
Yeah,
We'll take it
regenerate, we'll take it out of
combat.
combat. Yeah, we'll tap it.
Oh, I think the Welding Jar is more valuable, though, because it hedges against Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, I also definitely think that Welding Jar is pointing at Master of Ethereum currently.
Trying to look at which land he played this turn. I didn't get a great look at it.
I believe he played the Blink Moth.
So I know his first land was Darksteel Citadel.
Yeah.
I believe his second land was Aspired, so this land should be Blink Moth.
I think what he's doing here is you just leave up Blink Moth to put Master of Ethereum at +1/+1.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it'll become a 7. So it can't get double bolted.
It could get double bolted Staticastered.
Yeah.
Like that feels terrible for Chucky.
Oh yeah.
But, it's also surprising to me that Chucky has a 4-up path, and he just hasn't seen any of these games.
Yeah, there's no Path to Exiles. Not
Lightning Helix here.
Helix on Signal
Is that
Pest.
on the Signal Pest?
I like it because Signal Pest is actually representing the same amount of damage as Blink Moth, and Blink Moth at least requires Nathaniel to input something into it.
Yeah, that's true.
Welcome to Night Rooster,
3, 4,
as we
5,
usually
6.
see you. What was that a total swing for? Was it just 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, it was at 16. Alright. So we found the 4th land, but I think it comes into play tapped. Yep.
Yep. I can't get a good look at Chucky's hand. I believe he has a Flooded Strand as well.
Well, he missed his land drop last turn.
Did he?
He passed on 3.
Oh, he's got a Cryptic. That feels bad.
Rough. So this, is a Staticaster probably jumping in front this turn?
Yeah, that feels pretty much like what's gotta happen.
So Nathaniel's tapping 3 mana, probably indicating that he has it's either Etch Champion or Master. Those are kind of the 3 mana plays.
I think another Master here would be a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chucky's already demonstrated he can't answer the first one.
So there's Lightning Helix.
It is a Master.
He does have a Master. I'm interested in not playing at main phase, but I suppose he's just trying to.
So Chucky either has a counter or he has a removal spell. If you get him to tap out for the removal spell, then chances are he doesn't have the mana left for a counter second main.
That's fair. So what is this attacking for? Is this just 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it just looks like 5.
So I think Chucky probably goes down to 6 and just holds. Oh, he doesn't have the 3rd blue mana for Cryptic still. But I mean, you're not really going anywhere by just blocking. So second Master makes both of the Masters 7/7s.
Path feels like the only way he doesn't lose.
Just die.
Yeah.
4 mana. Supreme Verdict isn't it? Johnny Vengeance can keep the Master tapped down.
So he did leave it in. That's an interesting choice.
Yes, definitely.
I think he might have just liked the Lightning Helix effect on it more than anything.
But here, actually, just tapping down the Master of Ethereum is big game.
Yeah, Chucky, although is forced to block here with his Staticaster, he needs to have an answer his next turn. So Johnny's just delaying it.
And interestingly, so if Master of Ethereum attacks here, is this a 3rd Master? Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
I was gonna say if Master of Ethereum attacks here, Nathaniel regenerates 1, and if there's a Supreme Verdict, then a Johnny can lock the other one. But now that he just has the 3rd one, even a verdict still just doesn't do it. But so
now the one thing I don't like there is Chucky blocked, but he also with 3 Masters on the board, he didn't tap his Staticaster to do 1 damage to Master. You can do 1 damage to each of them. You got to show him you mean business.
You have to let him know what's going on.
You're not gonna go down easy.
Serum Visions.
I don't know what he's looking for here that gets him out of this. He had to tap a blue, so he even found an untapped blue source. Cryptic Command's not an out.
I'm really trying to find what it is.
Path to
Exile plus Snapcaster Mage is a chump block.
It is, yes. Would double Path keep him alive for a turn?
Double Path would because 1 is still
assuming that he doesn't draw another artifact.
So what is this? Arcbound Ravager.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Response, path that. So he did find a path. Now the question is, is he not dead to the Master that's already
He might actually just have a Snapcaster as a jump blocker, like you said.
The good old Ambush Viper.
I can't I can't get a good look at his hand.
It's kind of hard. Not having any way to realistically look at it does make it a little annoying, but you can't really.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you swing, just don't do anything until he pulls the trigger. Yeah, there's an ambush viper.
Which is definitely the feels bad because you can't pass the exile next turn, but also staying alive pretty good.
So even still, like, still not an out. Even if he draws a Supreme Verdict, that Welding Jar is just a hedge.
Well, so Welding Jar has to save Arcbound Ravager.
Yes.
Because
and then it would be tapped, and a Johnny can keep it tapped.
Yes.
That's
Verdict is actually kind of
That is actually very interesting. That's not what's happening.
Yeah.
But that would be neat.
Chucky found the third blue source.
Yes, that does fade him for another turn.
He's still alive. Again.
Now, what are your modes? Obviously tap the creatures, probably just draw a card.
Yeah.
Bouncing does nothing. Unless you maybe...
Lightning Helix.
Oh, he's Lightning Helix.
So he just wanted to gain 3 there. I like that enough.
Wait, why did Nathaniel sack the Master?
So you sack 1 permanent, the Arcbound Ravager, and now survives because there's 2 Master of Ethereums.
So, but what did Chucky Lightning Helix?
The Arcbound Ravager.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I just got rid of the Springleaf Drum, which shrunk the 2 Masters, but... So this is great here, because now he gets the counter tap, which, and countering a Thoughtcast here is huge because it means that Nathaniel won't be able to just reload with a lot of different things.
Yeah, Nathaniel empty-handed here.
Gosh, I almost kind of want to let that resolve because he's probably taking any burn that he has in his deck out. The only thing that's like really good for Nathaniel to draw is exactly Blink Moth Nexus, I think, because if you draw a card, you get closer to the Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, I almost like tapping the team drawing a card because I think the 2 cards you need to find here are Supreme Verdict and Path. Like a Johnny keeps something tapped, but it's not enough.
No, not at all right now.
What is he representing another Cryptic Command?
If he has, it's either Cryptic Command or Snap Path is good enough again.
It could be. Oh no, he doesn't have enough mana to activate Colonnade.
Colonnade Path.
Yeah.
So if you have Path to Exile on the Master of Ethereum that is attacking,
looks like a Lightning Helix in Chucky's hand, maybe.
Yeah, we got it here.
Not, yeah.
All right. So Nathaniel's Affinity going ahead and picking up the match. Just a lot of cards Chucky having in that situation, not necessarily being good enough to what they do. I definitely would have liked seeing the Cryptic Command draw there to try to get him deeper to the Supreme Verdict. But overall, I do think that last game there was very well played for the cards that we were able to see from both of the players.
Yep. Sometimes you're really good at this game. Sometimes you draw 3 Master of Ethereums off the top of your deck.
And that makes you really good at this game.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate that Chucky couldn't find more than 1 Path to Exile. And he was forced to blow a Snapcaster Mage just to jump block.
Yeah. Like, also just if he hit his 4th land on turn 4, instead, that Snapcaster Mage probably would have also been able to be a Path to Exile that turn as well, which would have just mattered a lot. There were a lot of different things that went into that game, but I mean, that's just Magic.
Surprisingly enough, I'll take back my word of Johnny doing really good on an overwhelming board state.
Oh, yeah. Johnny was actually really powerful there.
Yep.
It definitely mattered, locking down the Master, keeping him alive.
Yeah, I think we definitely overlooked just his +1 being a relevant ability.
Alright, I'm not sure who's going into the fray next, but I know that you're probably swapping out with Nathaniel.
Correct, probably?
So, we'll have Nathaniel coming in here.
Oh, look at that.
Joining the booth as he normally does.
I know you guys don't have an image of us, but Nathaniel in his trademarked rainbow glasses, so you know he means business.
He definitely does mean business. Alright.
How was the Sunday match?
That was fun. I actually enjoyed watching it.
Master of Ethereums you got there.
Yes. Masterful from my side.
I think it was great that you sideboarded one out.
Yep.
And then you saw all 3 of them.
Uh-huh. Yep. Game 1 was kind of rough. My hand was kind of a little meh.
Your hand was the type of affinity hand that I look at. I'm like, I hate this deck.
Yeah. That being said, I think that they were it was either game 2 or 3. There were a couple lines I made that were a little loose. I can't exactly call back what they were, but I know for sure I made some loose lines.
Who do you have the breakdown of the rest of our matches tonight? I assume you usually do.
Alright, tonight I was talking some other things, but what I have planned right now is we start off with me, obviously. Next we're gonna have Michael with 4-color Catfall playing against, of course, Chucky again. Then we're gonna have Josh playing Mono Black 8 rack. Then from there, it's probably going to be Alex. No, we'll actually go and have AJ in at that point. He's most likely gonna be playing Blue White Control unless it strikes his fancy to play
with Boros
Elites. And then from there, we'll either have an Alex, Sebastian, or Corey playing one of their sort of decks.
What would Corey's on Infect? Okay.
Yeah. Ideally, we'd like to get as many in as possible, but Chucky is playing a control deck, so.
And it was kind of interesting watching that game with you and Chucky because just from the positioning, generally Affinity is in a bad matchup against Jeskai Control.
So it isn't a really bad matchup. It is a bad matchup for it, but the build that I'm on right now is hedging for anticipating more people playing decks like Jeskai. So I'm weaker against Stony Silence, even though it didn't look like that final game. Jesus Christ, I would have lost to a Stony Silence so hard.
Oh, that game definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, like the deck is more suited to play against a lot of different hate. But either way, so last note from the game, I was playing around Jeskai Tempo, not Jeskai Control, because I was playing as if I was in the blind. So I didn't think he had Supreme Verdicts game 1.
Okay, no, that's actually what you should be doing.
Yeah.
I do appreciate hearing that from your side. But no, I definitely like how Chucky's list looks, and I'm very interested to see just how it stands up against this. For anybody that's been watching or stream a bit, Michael's been playing the 4-color Sihili Cat Evolution deck for a while. This newest iteration that we have of it, also, boy, there's a lot of background chatter. But from the from the edge of, sorry, my mind's blanking. So we moved it away from like this weird mid-range deck that it was playing, and I decided that, or I put a list together at least.
Yeah.
That we're testing with, where it kind of plays kind of like the green-white company deck without the companies.
Yep.
And then it also just has 2 kill conditions in Sihili Cat and neither Reliquary Coral Helm.
And there's also just the plan of just having Big Knight of the Reliquaries playing Voice Resurgences. You can win with outgoing combo, but you do have access to different combos.
And Sihili tick downing on another Reliquary actually is pretty strong too.
Yeah. What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Alright. So, both players looking like they're taking a mulligan here. So game 1, what seems more favored? The kind of green-white mid-rangey value deck? Or the or Jeskai Control?
So, I used to play Jeskai Control a lot. Obviously, I never played against Michael's exact list. But I played against my fair amount of green-white mid-range decks. I've always felt favored. If my opponent is starting off in a green-white layer Noble Hierarch, I'm feeling in a pretty good position to win the match. So I think Jeskai honestly is favored against a lot of the decks that are trying to combo off in assorted ways. You can pressure them quickly, and you also have very efficient disruption.
Well, that's the Jeskai Tempo deck more so.
No, even with so the difference between Blue White and Jeskai is Blue White can counter and do a lot of the same stuff that Jeskai does. But Jeskai has access to Lightning Helix's Lightning Bolts and Snapcaster Lightning Bolt Lightning Helix, which may not seem like it, even though it's a controlling build. It can close out the game really quickly if it needs to.
Yes, I definitely have experienced that in senses. Chucky going ahead and keeping his card top. Michael looking at a Kessich Wolf Run for a scry. It looks like he has Fetch Land, Stomping Ground, and some cards, so I think he wants a 3rd land.
Yeah. And I mean, it can be useful to have the Kessich Wolf Run in his hand. It can be a weird little combat trick.
I think the awkward thing with Michael's hand is everything costs 3 or more.
Yeah, it's not great against Jeskai. You're not getting anything early out to pressure them, which is how you win the matchup. Specifically, you want a turn 2 voice. A little much to ask for, but either a turn 2 voice or a turn 2/3 drop off your turn 1 noble is what you want.
Also awkwardly, he has the Sihili in his hand, and it looks like he wants to be able to cast that at some point.
Yeah.
But he also has Courser of Crufix and a need for white mana.
Yeah. No, things are certainly a little awkward there for him.
We're getting some foam up. Cancel some of the noise. It actually sounds like it's working.
surprisingly enough, it does sound like it's working.
But so he's gonna go ahead and opt for getting just a Temple Garden here and casting a Knight of the Reliquary.
Wait,
That's probably what I like the most.
how though? He can't cast off with.
He can actually. He has the mana to cast opt, but it's not in
He
play.
can't. Yeah, but he didn't fetch for mana for the opt, so
That's
he
fair.
can't opt to do something.
Okay. I don't think there's any opt in any of the decks we're playing.
Yeah, it's suboptimal in modern.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, back to the game. He's thinking twice.
Yes. Think twice yet again. Let me shock land myself to cast this Think Twice.
Think Twice was I really enjoyed Think Twice back when it was standard legal, but it's just always felt so overwhelmingly medium in modern.
I just always enjoyed Blue White Flash as a deck.
Neat.
So do you think? All right.
Ignore the
Phenomenal.
hammer in the background.
So Michael here drew a forest. I kind of like going and playing the forest. It looks like we're just going to go for the Courser first. What I was thinking of is he could play the forest, Knight of the Reliquary of the Forest away to get a blue X land, attempt to cast a Healy Rye, and minus it on the Knight of the Reliquary.
That's fair. So I think his play has like you have to play around a lot of different things right now.
Absolutely.
I'd have to imagine if Chucky had the spot removal, he would have already used it on the Knight.
Yeah, Chucky chose to play the Think Twice over the...
That being said, I think that the reason that he held back the Saheeli is he's now valuing Saheeli as the most important card in his hand.
Okay.
So he's trying to run out cards he cares about less. As it's pretty likely that Chucky has access to some type of counter magic.
I'm curious what Michael's thinking about here. He's actually just going to go ahead and attack for 3.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that here, just because of the factor that all of Chucky's real interaction with a card like Knight of the Reliquary, other than exactly Past Exile, is going to be at 3 damage sources. So keeping a Knight of the Reliquary up to be able to grow it to a 4 means that Chucky won't be able to just use a single removal spell that isn't exactly Past Exile to answer it.
My big reason I don't like it is that the most optimal play for Chucky right now is to untap and cast a Supreme Verdict, which he can safely assume. Michael can safely assume Chucky is on Supreme Verdict because he sees the thing twice. And so if he leaves up the Knight of the Reliquary, it makes the Supreme Verdict play worse because he can get a blue land to follow up the Supreme Verdict with his Healy Rye. But now he can't follow up the Healy Rye because he knows his top card is effectively dead after his board is wiped.
Yeah, I definitely like holding back the Knight of the Reliquary just to try to get a little bit of value out of it instead of anything else.
Yeah.
If Chucky does just have the Verdict here, and I didn't get a good look on if he does or not, I think he just goes into a really good position because Michael is left with, I want to say, Path to Exile. Ooh, a Johnny here is really good.
So a Johnny's really good. He can choose to keep that tapped, or he can choose to kill it. He's going
Keeping
to choose...
it tapped keeps your Johnny alive unless Michael has untapped land 5 and wants to commit to cast a front activation.
Yeah, and he knows he's not worried about the activation Coral Helm retreat because currently there's no blue mana in play.
Correct. So Path to Exile, Felidar Guardian, Eldritch Evolution, and Saheeli Rye. So I really just like getting rid of either of the creatures here and getting the Thragtusk.
Is what all the creatures are in his deck that he can't search for?
He has
Alright.
the one of that he can get is the Zeusa, Courser, Eternal Witness, Huntmaster, Thragtusk, Sun Titan.
And he currently is 1 mana short from getting the Sun Titan. No, he's
one
2 mana short.
It's tutoring for the Sun Titan is nigh impossible.
Yeah.
In the way that I configured the deck, unless you're sacrificing Felidar Guardian.
Yeah. Which he has the Felidar Guardian hand, isn't that correct?
It would just take another turn.
Yeah. So I think getting the Thragtusk is fine here. It cuts off some of Chucky's better plays. And I think that you probably just swing in at the Johnny and then sacrifice the Courser because the Knight of the Reliquary is the better card in the vacuum.
I definitely agree with that. And
okay, so there's one argument of keeping the Courser in the way that has 4 toughness.
4 toughness does matter a lot. And also being able to find a second or an untapped land after casting the Eldritch Evolution does matter a lot too. This is the situation. So I was talking with both Michael and Sebastian about this before. I wanted to kind of see if Eldritch Evolution or Court of Calling was better in this deck. And I think this is a situation which more lends to Eldritch Evolution being the better card.
Yeah.
Just because the way Michael's deck is currently constructed, he's only on 6 mana dorks instead of 8.
Mm-hmm.
And we're definitely thinking a lot on this play. And so, which would you choose in this situation?
I would
Looks like
probably
Michael's
I would sacrifice the Courser.
Okay. Knight just has more potential value.
Knight has more potential. It's bad because Chucky runs so many deal 3 damage spells, but at the same time, just keeping your better cards in play.
I think finding blue source does matter a lot, though, and I really like getting because sacrificing Knight of the Reliquary means you get Thragtusk here, and then it means that if there's blue source on top of your library, next turn you can Saheeli -1 Thragtusk and potentially do that thing.
Yeah.
And also Johnny's doing right now is tapping down a Courser unless he wants to be cute and tap down like the Stomping Ground.
Yeah. And we do. I know from experience Chucky is a fan of the cute plays, but we'll see how he handles it when he gets.
Michael checking all his one-ofs. I'm curious to see what he's going for. I saw him point the Eternal Witness to the front. And that kind of makes me think he's thinking about that this land is very important here, and he was thinking about Eternal Witnessing the Windswept Heath back. It also looks like he's looking to set the Ramunap Excavator, which is a better version of that play.
Yeah. I mean, it sets him up better for, like, if he wants to continue trying to play around a Wrath.
But I think Thragtusk does that better. Because if all Chucky has is Supreme Verdict, then a Johnny also has to answer the other half of Thragtusk.
Yeah.
And as we can overhear from Chucky, not expecting the Thragtusk.
No. So, see how much of a pain this is for Chucky. I imagine that from the looks of his hand, it looks like it might give him a little bit of some trouble.
And then we'll see what's on top. It is another Path to Exile.
That's not great here.
Not at all. Especially with the way Chucky's list is configured, Path to Exile, nowhere close to good against him.
Nope.
At least does something against Jeskai Tempo.
Does Michael have a path in hand?
Yes.
He could theoretically, if Chucky wraths the board, path one of his creatures.
Yeah, I would actually, in response, path my Courser Crucifix just to get another land, but all it gets is
Forest or Plains.
It's on 3 forests, 1 plains, because Mountain and Island are not that important for the deck outside of casting Saheeli, Huntmaster, and Retreat to Coral Helm.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a green-white value deck. He just has Pass.
Okay, then. So...
He tapped down the Stomping Ground.
Okay.
I kind of saw that one. There's another Eldritch Evolution.
So, if Chucky's able to clear the board for Michael and taps, the Eldritch Evolution gonna look real bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he has to clear, I definitely assume him to be Path to Exiling in response.
Yeah. So.
And here's Cryptic Command, probably just to save his guy. Yep. Tap draw.
Seems like the best course here.
Yeah, the easy line.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a Courser pun.
No. That was unintentional. For once in my life.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I can't believe you. Serum Visions here, looking like he's looking at a Logic Knot, and I didn't get a good look at the other card in hand.
So I feel like we're past the... So unless he's passing without a way to answer any creatures on board, he probably isn't keeping the Logic Knot.
Yeah.
And even if he is passing without doing anything, keeping the Logic Knot just doesn't feel like the best line here. Actually, yeah, it doesn't matter because if Michael's casting the Eldritch Evolution, it's next turn. So I think that we're past the point of keeping them both on top. So we're keeping both on top.
There's land 5. What do you think of Johnny's doing this turn? Is he tapping down red X mana again?
So it depends on what the follow-up
is
here
getting Helix. So I assume there's a Verdict coming.
If a verdict comes down, I don't see how Michael wins this game.
Well, so we can at least shuffle away the stupid Eldritch Evolution. Oh, he doesn't have it? Okay.
He does
so
not
he's still in the game.
So I assume that Chucky just was like, Johnny's dying this turn.
So why don't you path your Thragtusk token, or your Thragtusk in response to the Helix?
I think Michael just was worried about keeping it for like the Celestial Colonnade, but...
Okay. I don't think that's really the game you want to be playing.
No, it's not.
So, Michael's hand, double Path to Exile, Eldritch Evolution, Saheeli Rai, Felidar Guardian. So both his creatures coming in at a Johnny.
Yep, which feels correct here because if Chucky has exactly one spot removal, Michael doesn't want him to be able to keep his Johnny around.
Do you try to cast Eldritch Evolution here?
I mean, you'd be sacrificing Corsair Crucifix, which doesn't feel great, but
Not
at the
at
same
all.
time, drawing that Bird's Paradise doesn't feel great either.
Not at all. End of turn, deal 1 to Corsair and 1 to Michael. And then Helix it. And he's not pathing in response.
Nope.
He has 2 of them. He doesn't need them.
Especially with that Bird's Paradise on top.
Yeah. You need to draw something better.
Oh, I think Michael just made a comment about should have pathed it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, his best line for this turn might honestly be attacking and then trying to pump it.
I like attack, birds, Eldritch Evolution the birds.
That's fair.
Try to and just get the Raminap Excavator and actually have lands again. Snap Helix.
Feels like, yep, that's a pretty good play.
Yeah, and then I just feel like you just need to try to do something. So I think birds, Eldritch Evolution the birds away, get Raminap Excavator. Raminap Excavator puts the Windswept Teeth back, which means you could have blue mana, so that if you draw a 6 untapped land and Chucky has no interaction, you're able to do something. But Michael looks like he's just going to go for the just draw a 5th untapped land, and if Michael has no interaction, or if Chucky has no interaction, he wins.
Yeah.
But it looks like he does have the Snapcaster Mage. I'm kind of interested in not just Snapcastering for... Where do you draw? Retreat Coral Helm? Cool deck.
That Retreat to Coral Helm looking real medium right now.
In this type of situation, yeah, not great. What are we doing? Saheeli Rai. Can I have this? Is this okay?
I'm gonna assume not.
Why is this not allowed? Mana Leak.
Yep, that card.
Actual counter spell this late in the game. So, yeah, this just looks like one of those games that Chucky's going to eventually win. We're really in no reason to be rushing situation.
Yeah.
With the Mana Leak, the extra Snapcaster Mage in hand, pretty much anything Michael does probably not going to be hitting the board. What does he pick up? Did he find a land? I can't really make out exactly what that card is in the far part of his hand.
Nor can I. We'll see in a minute.
What are we casting, Michael? What are you going to try for? Is it retreat? Looks like it. So he probably picked a land up.
Alright, so does Chucky let him have the retreat here? I mean,
I don't think there's a reason to Cryptic Command it.
Sure.
Okay. Yep, just picked up Temple Garden. And he tapped so low. Eldritch Evolution your idiot away. Get a Knight of the Reliquary.
So, it feels like he's being kind of greedy and trying to set up the Felidar Guardian Eldritch Evolution to get the Sun Titan.
Okay.
But that's super greedy.
Yeah, sure, man.
I mean, I'm just stating what he probably
No, I'm saying yeah, sure, man, by like trying to go for that play. There's another Saheeli. Now he can go for the win.
So he can go for the win and then try to do the Cat Evolution next turn as a fallback.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it's not completely unreasonable that Chucky just has nothing.
Because if he gets the Sun Titan resolves, he just goes. He has 2 Saheelis in graveyard now.
Yeah.
Is the double Saheeli lethal?
Yeah. So, like, he is building towards a just OTK if he ever gets that Sun Titan.
We're building towards Magical Christmas Land.
Yes. But Chucky is pretty much staying at the same number of cards in hand and putting on a mild amount of pressure.
So if he doesn't have a counter spell or a Path to Exile, which is a tall order.
Yep. He doesn't have Counterspell, Path to Exile.
Those are the only 2 things that matter, other than, I think, exactly Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
And Mana Leak is good enough. Negate is a good enough counterspell in this situation. Are we firing a Colonet up? Looks like we are.
No.
Oh, Gideon Jura. All right. The Saheeli plan don't work no more.
Does not work anymore. You're correct. So and he's also still holding up 3 mana.
Well, if he does the like Saheeli like make a million guys plan, he gets his entire graveyard back into play. That actually might matter.
It might
like
matter.
with the Sun Titan.
And like, if it goes off and Chucky has nothing, he is killing the Gideon as well.
Yeah, so I like going for it.
Yeah, going for it seems fine.
I think you just kind of have to. I think this is your situation to clear up the board and put every single permanent in your graveyard back into play.
Yes, correct.
And I just think that if he doesn't go for this, that there's not much else that he can do, and Chucky just has a logic knot.
Yep, so
like Felidar Guardian resolves, Eldritch Evolution gets countered, Michael is left with the same board that he had.
Yep. And I think if once Chucky untaps with the Gideon, the game's going to be pretty quickly over.
Yeah.
He doesn't even. He's probably not even going to try to fire off the Gideon to attack with any because there's no reason.
Yeah, there's no real reason at all.
Yeah, like you have threats.
So, I wonder what Michael's lining up here. He has the Knight of the Reliquary, so he might be more interested in just kind of going for the value side of it.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's the Knight of the Reliquary. I think Chucky's kind of forced into maybe answering this.
Most likely so. He will at the very minimum have to answer eventually, but
so I think Michael only has one land in his graveyard.
That's funny.
And he's on 10 fetches, and he's just drawn 4 of his fetchables.
Yep.
And the way I constructed the list, I think he's only on 6 fetchables. No, he's on a few more than that, but yeah, he's on 10 fetch lands, and just hasn't seen any of them. That's great. Oh man, Magic is great. What does he hold? So he's holding up Path to Exile. I'm just like very interested in what he's holding this Eldritch Evolution for. Is he just hoping to find a window where he can do the like cat Eldritch Evolution into Sun Titan thing?
I think that he's just hoping that Chucky will get greedy and tap out for something, and that's not gonna happen.
He has a Logic Knot, a Cryptic Command now.
Like,
ooh, coming in.
That feels unnecessary.
Maybe he wants to flash like a little Electrolyze, get some extra value.
I mean, it's most likely. So, Chucky doing this televises to Michael that he either has an Electrolyze or a Supreme Verdict.
Oh, the Electrolyze is in Chucky's graveyard.
Ah. Is he only running one Electrolyze?
Yes, he's on 1.
Well, I mean, there's no way Michael would know
Michael wouldn't know that, but we here do know that Chucky only has 1 Electrolyze.
Yeah.
And if he's going for this cutesy Electrolyze play with a Snapcaster, I want that to happen. Zap ya. Full value. Kill the Knight of the Reliquary with an Electrolyze. Firsts for everything.
Yeah.
Destroy Birds of Paradise.
Yeah, okay. That's a thing you can do.
What is happening? I mean, he has Cryptic, he has Logic Knot, like, cool game. We're all having fun here.
Are we really having fun?
I am. I'm always enjoying myself.
That's good.
So he drew another cat.
Another cat, you say?
Is that good enough?
Amazing. So, deck just drawing a lot of pieces, but nothing really to do with those pieces.
So do you think, specifically by watching this game at this point, that there's potentially a flaw in trying to shove the 2 combos together?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not for sure. It just feels like the deck right now just feels very weird, but it's also playing against a matchup that's bad already.
Oh yeah, this matchup is definitely not great. I think a lot of it for me is just, God, I hate the card Eldritch Evolution.
I actually don't mind the card Eldritch Evolution. The card I don't like at all in this list is Retreat to Coral Helm is just straight dead if you don't draw it with the Knight of the Reliquary.
Okay.
And I don't like playing cards that are just straight dead.
I mean, that's why it's on, like, the low count.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, I'm just saying, like, yeah. And...
Just not a fan of... Are you just not a fan of the retreat decks in general?
No, I don't specifically like in this deck because, like, this deck can already have some awkward draws. So adding in, like, when it was just previously the cat combo deck, cat itself does something, even if it's not the most optimal at it.
And Sihili does the
Yeah.
same thing.
Whereas the retreat is just kind of meh. I mean, it makes sense because I do like the Knight of the recording this deck, so it was worth testing, and I don't think that this is necessarily a good matchup to prove whether or not it's good.
Yes. So, in thought, do you think maybe playing it with, like, kind of the way that it's built right now to be like the Green-White Company deck with the cat combo in it, and just take the Coral Helm out and, like, play a little bit more of the, like, value cards?
Yeah, something like that.
So, for Michael's side, I like taking out the Eldritch Evolutions and the Past Exiles.
Yeah.
Bringing in Thrun, Sigarda, the 3 Kitchen Finks, and maybe the Scavenging Oozes if there are enough cards to trim. From Chucky's sideboard, as said earlier, I like bringing in potentially the Engineered Explosives. E on 3 does clear most of what Michael's doing.
In general, EE is good against the creature-based combo decks.
Looks like he's gonna opt for bringing in the double relics.
It seems fine. He's
It's good against Knight of the Reliquary.
Yeah. Being able to make the Knight of the Reliquary fall in the range of the Lightning Bolt, Lightning Helix, Johnny minus feels good here. And if Michael brings in the Kitchen Finks, it's another little small thing that he can gain value off of.
Can definitely matter. From Chucky's side, probably taking out, think twice every time, always. The Spell Snare, almost everything Michael was doing is on 3 mana. We're showing cards because this is a playtesting session more than it is a tournament. So, because we're all testing and trying to discuss things, we're showing all the cards to try and give the most
information to us when we're doing commentary. Also, if anyone is watching for the sake of learning decks, it helps a little bit with learning sideboarding. And at this point, we have this group test enough together that we each know what each other person is going to sideboard in each match, so we're not giving away any information.
So which of the 2 cards that Chucky has there do you think you're taking out?
Do you mean out of the bottom 2?
Yes.
So, I mean, he's probably, taking out Search for Kanta.
I think taking out Search for Kanta is right if you're bringing in Gravegrid.
Yeah. Okay, yep. There we go.
Yeah, I like the configuration there. Nice and simple.
Alright, thank you, MDN GoTanks, for following. Really do appreciate it, and good job getting there.
Welcome to the stream. It literally says on the screen that he got there, Josh.
Good.
But
so they're shuffling up now. Michael's gonna be in play here, and even though Chucky's not really bringing anything in, I mean, he's not bringing anything specific in the matchup for this matchup aside from the Engineer Explosives. It still doesn't feel great for Michael. This matchup just feels really bad.
Every time we showcase this deck, we're just like, how can we make him just like feel terrible about his life decisions?
I'm not making him feel terrible about his life decisions. Like,
no, I'm just like,
I fully anticipate that like the same was being said when I was playing Affinity. Like, oh boy, the matchup that Affinity players like to see the least, Jeskai.
Well, in the specifics, when Michael was first testing this deck, we were just like, let's put him up against you on Death Shadow, which he can't ever win.
Yeah, this deck has fits against Death Shadow, just because it's the type of deck that Death Shadow can just prey on so efficiently.
Yeah. So Michael's opening hand there, 1 land, 3 mana dorks, and some other things. Not what you want to take against the Lightning Bolt deck.
Not at all. Not at all. So he's on a mulligan 6 here, and
Chucky looks like he's also on a mulligan 6.
So I feel like that Chucky's deck mulligans a little bit better there, just because he has a high land count, so he's less likely to get mana screwed, and he only really needs to disrupt some of what Michael's doing, because a lot of what Michael's doing is irrelevant.
Yes, definitely. Not only on that, but Michael does just have a couple cards which are just like not great cards to draw alone. Opening hand looks like it's lands, Eternal Witness. Can I get a good look at what the white card in hand is? It might be a Path and a Knight of the Reliquary.
Not for sure. For sure.
I'm trying to look at what it might be. I really do hope it's not like a Sun Titan or something. It looks like there's a voice. Okay, there's a voice of resurgence.
If it's a voice, then that's fine. Yeah, that's definitely a voice. And Voice of Resurgence is the best card in this matchup.
Absolutely. It requires Chucky to make plays on his own turn instead of trying to interact with Michael on the stack.
And it's also the fact that Path to Exile is the only efficient way to remove the card.
I think additionally Michael chose not to fetch end of turn there. Probably just moving just a bit too quick. Picked up the Thrun.
Thrawn feels like a pretty good card here as well. So it can be a bit awkward because if he plays on turn 4, he'd be walking right into the turn that Chucky casts a board wipe, so he wants to hold it till the turn he can hold a regen. But if it's his only real efficient threat, then
it's kind of just something he has to do.
Yeah, he just has to kind of walk straight into the Supreme Verdict, which does not feel great.
Oh, not at all, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah. So Michael choosing to get a basic land here, and I kind of like just trying to aggressively get all of your colors.
Yeah, playing a 4-color deck, you're going to have to take the fact that sometimes you're just not going to have great colors. So it's really pulling basics out and then playing the card that only gets Path exiled.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also just that even though Chucky can close out the game quickly with Lightning Bolts and Snipecaster Mages, he is not going to start doing that till he's already gained control of the board. So don't try to keep your life total high playing around him just burning you out.
And almost all the time the Lightning Bolts and Lightning Helixes and all that garbage needs to get pointed at Michael's creatures anyways. Yeah.
But either way, so Michael picked up a Temple Garden there.
Mm-hmm. Hit Chucky down, play Ghost Quarter, and here's a Knight, or Kitchen Finks here actually.
Okay, Kitchen Finks is actually, so the way his hand's being set up, he's actually going to play around the board wipe really well.
Okay, I thought there was another Reliquary in his hand. I was just completely blind on it. There's definitely not a Knight of the Reliquary.
Ah, okay. Alright, so Gideon making the Wrath play next turn actually be pretty good if he has one.
Look what showed up. It's Retreat Coral. No blue lands.
Yep.
Sweet.
Alright, so he's just gonna get there for 2 at the Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I imagine you're just gonna slam jam the Thrawn or the Eternal Witness. Oh, does he not have another land?
No, he does. It's the Temple Garden. He wants to get a colored land.
Yeah. I like just slamming the Thrawn here, though.
I do too. It requires immediate Verdict, and Verdict does not clean the board up in any way.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not really trying to get Thrawn under anything. Oh, there's a Felidar Guardian in hand. That was the white card. Okay.
Yeah. Another big reason I like the Thrawn here is because if Chucky were to Wrath, he can just play the Eternal Witness and pick the Thrawn back up.
How is the modern meta on our local game shop?
Our local boy. Alright, so our local meta has a lot more blue-white X decks than the average store.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been a consistent thing for a long time. Then there's a good sprinkling in of pretty much every tier 1 modern deck. There's not multiple people that play a lot of decks. We have 1 Affinity player, 3 Affinity players actually, my bad. We have 1 person who's still on Grixis Shadow, 1 person on Jund Shadow, 1 person on Vin Shadow. You have some Merfolk players. It's actually a really diverse game store, but blue-white is probably the most prominent deck.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue-white assorted going on in our modern meta.
Yeah. Though when we're making deck choices, we try not to factor in what our local meta is.
Oh, not at all. There's not a lot of value from looking at it in a lot of situations. So Michael just picked up a Saheeli. And again, just that early fetch land into the basic, just making it to where he has a lot of these draws that just aren't very good.
Correct.
Retreat. I mean, this is just scrying, right? It's untap a creature. It can't untap lands.
Yeah. And he sees Scavengers on top, which is very medium.
Not what he needs.
Yeah, I really do think
Pick up all of the cards.
I think that if he had got that, got either a blue land or a red land off of the first that one fetch land, he'd be in a lot better spot right now. The Gideon would be dead. He'd have a Planeswalker in play, and Chucky would be facing down a fair amount of pressure.
Yeah, Planeswalker, a Kitchen Finks, and a token, and each of these permanents need to be answered in some way.
Yeah. Instead, now he's just kind of sitting there without anything really happening. But Chucky is stuck on 4 mana.
Okay. Birds of Paradise.
That is not a great draw right now. He can use it to eventually cast that
The Saheeli.
the Saheeli,
Sweet.
but that's not great. So I think that he's just gonna go and first try to kill the Gideon. It's not gonna work.
What's telling you that? Is it the Snapcaster Mature? Does he have? Oh no, he doesn't have any removal. Okay, yeah. So that's there. Cool. I guess you just play Felidar Guardian and blink one of your lands.
I guess.
Scry.
I guess so.
Cool. Logic not.
Okay.
None of that.
Alright, I guess he just cast that bird so you can try that way you can try to see.
I mean, he has to put the birds in play.
Or not.
Or he
just doesn't. That's neat. So he's embleming, which means that token is not surviving.
Mm-hmm. Unless he's just expecting to be able to answer anything that Michael plays as far as creatures go.
That's fair, but that's also just kind of risky.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, is it? Ooh.
I don't see how
There isn't a way.
Yeah. He has the emblem, he has 2 Gideons.
So he drew a land. Ooh.
And both Gideons protect each other.
Guess what we can now play?
Is the Saheeli?
It is Saheeli Arai.
He can scry it.
He
can play the fetch
Gideon.
land in response to the scry. He can fetch. And then he can scry twice.
And then when Saheeli comes down, he can scry again.
Ooh. That is what we call card selection.
I completely agree with you, MDM. That Gideon, disgusting. I hate the Archenemy Gideon Jura.
It's pretty bad. I imagine if Chucky were playing Jace, Architect of Will, he would be playing
the Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that one.
Keanu Reeves, Jace.
Ooh boy.
You want this? No? Alright,
Nope.
Get that one out of there. What about this one? Oh, did we not set the triggers right?
No, I don't think he stacked the triggers right.
Alright, sweet. Alright, let me play the Saheeli. What's he gonna do? Nothing? Alright.
It's probably gonna die to these 2 Gideons.
Well, he can put one of the Gideons down to 2. He can put both. He can end up having both of them at 2. If he wanted to play the Bird's Paradise, then minus on the token and attack the one that he has to attack for 6. And then that one just pick up again, and nothing would happen.
Yeah, it's.
What did he poke? Did he just poke Chucky?
I believe so.
Bang.
So, yeah, this game's over.
Yeah.
It may be preemptive to say
Scry,
that.
you want this Ghost Quarter? You didn't really want the other one.
I believe that Michael has now seen all of his Ghost Quarters.
Yep, there's 3 of them in the deck.
Yep, that's beautiful. So,
I don't really think that this is a
good matchup to say.
good matchup to look at it and see if it's good. But it definitely is good to look at it in this type of matchup and see how it could potentially hold up.
Yeah.
I do think if Retreat to Korham was a real card, this game is different.
Yeah. Yep. That is very true, and I think that it's kind of showing my reason that I don't really like in this matchup specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Michael should test this matchup against other things, but boy, does this matchup just feel straight like a loss.
Yeah. Slam. Block. Michael has no permanents except for 2 halves of 2 combos.
Yep.
Birds of Paradise. So you could have Ghost Quartered himself on Upkeep to scry.
That feels very medium.
Scry. What about this one? You want this land?
Oh man. This is
good Magic the Gathering.
So there's a lot of times where like you're playing some Magic
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to win, obviously, a lot of times, for our group specifically, it's either testing or playing competitively. So you're trying to stay in it. You're trying to play to all of your possible outs. This is a game I concede, if I'm from Michael's side.
Mm-hmm.
You have no conceivable outs here.
Well, you could draw exactly Feldar Guardian, and
Okay.
Chucky's hand could just be all rocks.
But then there's still the Gideon.
Yeah,
Sure.
so you kill the Gideon.
Oh.
And
Yeah, man.
then you see Healy dies to the other Gideon.
Yeah, so you just hope to draw.
Draw. What's that?
I don't know.
Can't tell. Lead, scry. Who? What's that? Get it out of here, whatever it is.
It looked like another land.
I
Oh man.
would like to draw more cards. What about the...
So, Josh, if you want to go and get in there,
Oh,
just
man.
quit your game of Hearthstone. Just concede it.
Just pick the bottom 4 lands.
Alright. So, Josh is going to go be stepping in. He's going to be playing Mono Black 8-Rack.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll see a game where, So wait, What did you do?
So wait, what were you saying?
Okay, I was going to say, we might see a day where the Gauntlet player goes positive.
I don't believe...
I think you can just wiggle around it.
Nah. Alright, Josh, you're stuck in here now.
Get out of that game of Hearthstone.
Alright, so we're watching something that...
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
It's everything I want in life.
All right.
So wait, so Corey was making some like Megan. Did he like nail that
Yeah.
to the?
Alright, so...
Great.
Alright, so... You know what, while we're waiting, we can go and talk about, this weekend our, group went to a, GP.
Mm-hmm.
We had a few of us playing the main event. With Josh included, we had a 75% conversion rate to day 2.
Yep, I'm the only one that didn't make day 2, and I'm not unhappy about not making day 2. I had a pretty good run. The matches that I played were all very tight. Overall, it was pretty good.
I had a pretty decent run. I lost my winner in to top 8 in round 15 to it was a bad matchup, Mommy Not Bread versus Jeskai Control. I had some bad draws, but won't linger on that too long, and end up making 34th, so that was fine. Josh ended up just barely missing top 64 in the final round.
Rough.
Both
of you just barely missing different cusps.
Yeah, I just barely missed top 32, and I think that if I had drawn a little bit better, I could have had a chance in that final round, but
And thanks for Disturbed. We'll go ahead and try and look at that, see if there's anything causing that. Generally, there's always something real small, real stupid causing it. But as of right now, not getting a good look. Corey in there saying hopefully it's gone though. So hopefully it's gone.
hopefully it's gone. Try to move that.
So, 8-Rack versus Jeskai Control.
Boys, it's not what Jeskai Control wants to see.
I'm excited
Are you?
to see 8-Rack just do nothing.
So,
Because that's all I ever see when I see somebody that isn't exactly Tom Ross play this deck.
So one thing of note is Josh isn't the most experienced with this deck.
Uh-huh.
He does plan on picking up if he's still working towards getting his qualification for MV. His job has made it a little bit hard for him to play as many invitational qualifiers as he'd like. So he's still not qualified, but hopefully he can get it in one of the next few before the MV itself.
Is he playing on the local one?
He's playing the local one, and he's also playing the one this weekend in Salem.
Oh, okay, who's all going to that?
We can talk about that after everything's wrapped up. So hopefully, if he does get qualified, he's planning on playing this as his modern deck, possibly, depending on how he feels about it after some testing.
Well, he also has to play to modern at the 2 IQs between now and then.
That is correct.
So would he be bringing this as well?
Yes, provided that he is using Alex's version of the deck. Provided that Alex isn't using it, which realistically Alex...
I mean, there's definitely no cards that overlap.
That is correct. 8-Rack's cards, very specific to 8-Rack.
So 3 Swamps, Shrieking Affliction, Mutavault.
Also, there's only 2 swamps there.
Okay, there's a rack in the back, okay.
It's really easy to tell what the swamps are because they're all white bordered.
So this hand, Affliction, double rack, 2 Swamps, Mutavault, other card.
So, I will say before we get too far into this, I hate playing 8 rack.
There's nothing about 8 rack is like, man, this deck's sweet.
Like, you're just kind of hoping. Like you have a lot of control over the game, but you also don't have that much control over the game. It's a little hard to. That statement may sound weird to those who have not played with or against the deck, but it's very weird how the deck works.
Raven's Crime, Caca.
Yep, and so one thing of note from Chucky's side, one thing I really like doing in this matchup is just holding getting to the amount of lands you want and then holding them.
Yeah, just never playing them. Picked up a Funeral Charm. And he just has a bunch of rack effects in his hand.
So, I mean...
You just have to play them. You have to get them under counter spells.
Well, he can also just double Raven's Cry in this turn.
Okay.
Which I actually like doing, and then next turn going for his rack effects.
Okay.
Trying to weed out all the counter spells, because at this point, Chucky's not going to keep his counter spells.
So, do you know what in my point of view is the most disgusting thing in the world?
What's that?
White Borderlands.
Actually, I think that they're fine. I think that the Portal 3 Kingdom ones looks nice, and I think that as long as they're not mismatched lands, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Or fifth edition specifically though is the worst.
Are those what Alex uses?
No.
What does he use?
Are you talking about the ones that?
What are the lands that are in play?
Portal 3 Kingdoms.
Okay, but are those mismatched? Or
No, they're not mismatched.
Okay.
I was just saying I have no problems with Alex's lands.
Okay.
But I hate 5th edition basics because they are the worst looking basics I've ever seen in my life.
Would you remind me the Oracle text on Funeral Charm? Is it just target player discards a card?
In instant speed, target player discards card, target creature gets +2/-1. Target creature gains Swamp Walk.
So I have a very important question.
What's that?
Does the rack deal damage or is it lose life?
Deal damage.
Okay, so you can kill a Gideon.
Yes. And if he had...
I mean, he just plays 3 rack effects here. He just plays Shrieking Conviction, double rack, and kills the Gideon on upkeep. Because Chucky's down to 1 card.
Yeah.
Okay to get rid of the card.
Okay, that's fine.
And then, yeah, the rack plus Shrieking Conviction, double rack. Yeah, so 1 shoots Gideon, 1 shoots Chucky.
Yep. So, Chucky's lost this game.
Yeah. There's 2 win conditions. He's taking 6 a turn. Yeah, now he's going to be taking 9 a turn.
He's on a 2-turn clock, and there's no out he possibly can have. And he can also, Josh should just fire off the Meteor Ball probably and just get in there.
And there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Slam. Put you to 12. Put you to 3.
And now, Chucky's
what does it? Is it not that? Great, it's not that.
Yeah. Okay, so that game went almost exactly as I would think it would.
Josh put his cards into play and put Chucky's cards in his graveyard.
Yeah, it was neat.
He specifically drew no copies of any Fatal Pushes. Very important.
Yeah.
So, from Chucky's side, let's get rid of this cat deck. And let's get rid of your deck. We're not playing that one again. From Chucky's side, Engineered Explosives, negate. Werter?
He can bring in Celestial Purges. Actually, he should bring in the Celestial Purges.
He's bringing Geist and Vendilion Click also.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he needs to bring out like his Paths and his Supreme Verdict.
He wants to bring in the Geist because he needs to pressure this deck quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I like bringing in the Celestial Purges because they can hit the Lilianas as well as the Shrieking Afflictions.
Okay.
Negate makes sense. Vendilion Click, it's just a creature. Wear Terror can hit both the Shrieking Affliction and the rack. Same with Engineer Explosives.
From Josh's side, looks like he's just bringing in the 4 Delirium Sky and taking out those Fatal Pushes.
Yep, this should be a real easy cut here.
Mm-hmm.
Really easy bring in. Delirium Skeins, really weird card. Don't know if those at home know what it does, but is it 2 or 3 mana?
It is 2 and a black, sorcery. Both players discard 3 cards.
Okay. So yeah, interesting card here.
Did Chucky not side the Spell Snare out?
I was looking upper when he.
I don't think I saw it, but what's it hit? Is it exactly Smallpox?
Yeah.
It's like the only card it hits.
No. It hits one other card. That's important. Range Mind.
Wrench Mind, yes, that's right.
So it hits 8 cards, which is fine here.
Yeah, it looks like Chucky actually went ahead and kept it in. I think one of the hit 8 cards is fine.
Yeah. Especially considering those 8 cards are some of the better cards in this matchup.
Do you think Electrolyze is better than Spellsnare?
I mean, Electrolyze is just very medium.
Yeah, definitely not great. But it looked like you took out 3 Past Exiles, 2 Supreme Verdicts. Didn't get a great look at the other 2 cards that he took out. I think he brought in 8 cards.
Okay. I admittedly kind of just missed all he took out.
Kind of spaced.
Yeah. All right. So, do you think that Chucky's going to be able to get there in games 2 and 3?
I think this is going to be his loss.
Yeah, I think this will be another loss for him. Yeah, because they'll put him at 1 and 2 so far.
A total?
Yeah.
Oh, he lost to you.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he beat you.
Yeah.
It is a gauntlet. He has to lose. It's required.
It's required for him to not win.
I do like keeping Electrolyze in because, as stated, it does. It has the ability to keep Liliana like in check, and it at least replaces itself, so you're not using a resource, which does matter.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
I really do want to see a Visions or a Delirium Skies being played.
Yeah. Alright, so is Chucky gonna take the play or draw here?
Depends on how heads up he is.
So
wait, did Josh go first that game?
I believe so.
So does Josh just not know to take the draw?
Yeah. Though to be fair, I have heard guard arguments in the blind for not. Cause
I think you take the play in the blind.
Yeah. And I think that Chucky has a good reason for taking the play here.
Well, that's gonna make it real hard for Josh to win.
Yeah.
Can't get it off the board in any way, shape, or form. Cryptic Command, second land, think twice, Serum Visions, Lightning Bolt. I like just taking Serum Visions.
Yeah, that seems like the easy take here. Lightning Bolt has, I don't think that it's worth taking. And think twice, very obviously you never take think twice.
Well, then it's just think once.
Yeah. I was really hoping that Josh was going to take the think twice. That way I'd have a little moment where I just get, like, flustered.
This is like, alright, now we got to figure out what's going on in their brains. Looks like a Geist of St. Trapped with a draw for Chucky that turn.
Which, if he's able to drop that down on turn 3 and Josh doesn't have the Liliana, he is going to be in a very good position to win.
Oh, absolutely.
But the problem with Geist in this matchup is it's not safe a lot of times.
I like Smallpox here.
Yep.
We saw that Chucky only had 1 land.
Yep, Smallpox feels 100% correct, and...
It's probably think twicing in response.
Yep.
Go into 15. Like, I think not really in that much worry about the damage just yet. But okay, getting Island because that's probably what you're gonna sacrifice.
Yes, that is correct. And you are somewhat, you do want to keep your life total as high as possible because Josh has the option of just eventually playing 1 rack effect and leaving another one in hand. So
because this will slowly kill him enough.
Yeah.
All right, so it is lose a life, discard creature land.
Yeah, so each player loses 1 life, discards a card, sacrifices a creature, and sacrifices a land. Card that is very strong in a lot of matchups. Josh sacrificed a land.
From everything. Lightning Bolt was discarded, kind of as expected. Just discarded a land from Josh's side, and Chucky does not have a second land.
Alright, so this is...
There's another Smallpox.
If he plays the other Smallpox, this game is over.
Oh, strip mines. Or just like, straight putting him to no purpose except for this cute little, it's a sinkhole.
Yeah. Sinkhole with a added benefit.
Here's another one. What you got for this one, Juggy?
Does he have a spell snare?
You got nothing? Alright, cool. Discarding Cryptic Command? Yep, that one's never getting cast.
Yep. Alright, so Josh is now going to have to sacrifice one of his 2
Both
lands.
players playing a little, like, Chucky playing a little fast with it. Both players should be putting a card down on the graveyard.
Yeah.
Chucky giving Josh all the information on what cards to discard.
So obviously that's incorrect from his side, but...
Land found. Cool. What's he got? He's got Liliana and Raven's Crime. Get rid of one of them. What don't you want? Oh, another Cryptic? Oh, that's never happening.
Yeah. So...
Josh has just left his Liliana the Veil, and Chucky's ripped 2 lands here. If Josh doesn't draw a land, this actually might be an issue, but here's the Thoughtseize. Get rid of the only card that matters from Chucky. Chucky's got Logic Knot and Geist. I guess you just get rid of this Logic Knot because you have the Liliana.
Yep.
Alright. And then, if Chucky draws untapped land and Josh misses again,
then he'll get... Well, I mean, Josh will have plenty of time.
Ooh! Let's see the going from 0 permanents to winning the game.
Well, there's also the thing... he had 1 permanent. He had the engineer.
Okay. 0 permanents that are good in this situation.
Okay. Josh can kill the Geist in combat with his Mutavault.
Yes, it feels so bad.
It feels so bad, but, I mean, it's...
You're like trying to play the Smallpox deck and just Smallpox yourself. It's great.
So...
What do you find?
Not a land. Thoughtseize not great.
6, yeah.
Alright, so he's taking 6, and... Now Josh is put in a pretty not great spot. He drew a Funeral Charm for turn.
Cool.
He's probably gonna fire off that Thoughtseize and then draw a step Funeral Charm.
That puts him at 2.
Yeah.
Funeral Charm, yeah. What you want to get rid of? He's got his... Chucky picked up a Spell Snare, so Smallpox is no longer an out.
Yep. I mean, it's a little weird from Josh's side, because next turn, if he draws the land, he has the choice of playing around a counterspell or playing around a removal spell. Because if Chucky has the removal spell, then he's dead to leaving up the Mutavault, and if he has a counterspell, he's dead to try and play Liliana.
I feel like you have to... The leaving up Mutavault keeps... Leaving up Mutavault gives Chucky an extra draw step to find the removal spell.
Yeah.
But Josh now at 4, and, like, a Snapcaster Mage here is just lethal.
It is.
Like, it's not because of the Mutavault.
It's just all very weird.
Delirium Skies? Get a little all the hands? It doesn't really matter what order you do these in.
I think you uptick the Liliana first. Because you're on discard the other card anyway, so.
That's, it looked like he was going for 3 there, and I was like, that's not how that card works.
Oh man, she would be busted.
Raven's Crime. Gown. Delirium Skies. Gown.
So, by playing the Skynes, he does die to the Snapcaster.
Yes!
Yep. So, alright. So, I feel like Josh should have never won. I mean, Chucky shouldn't have won that game. But, yeah. So, there's...
Chucky talking with Josh about the block Geist play instead of to the Funeral Charm.
Yeah.
Because if he makes that, he doesn't have the land, which means he's not able to, like, cast Delirium Skies and then minus the Liliana.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, just thought seizing the Geist away instead of what did he choose over the Geist? It was the Logic.
Logic Knot. So I think he was planning. I think he made a really greedy line in that he was hoping to draw the land, cast the Liliana after Chucky plays the Geist, but he got punished for that line.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like the greedy line, which in a lot of situations can be a really good thing if it works, but in a situation where it's bad, boy, it's bad.
Yeah, I do feel like that Josh could have won that game.
But, like, he has to win the game at some point.
Okay.
There was nothing that was winning the game at any point in that game except for this Mutavault, which is get checked by all of Chucky's cards.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Josh had a chance to play Magic longer and then hope that he won the game.
What deck's Josh playing? Sorry,
Mark.
You said Magic?
Yeah.
That's not what he's doing.
You're just playing Depression Simulator 2017.
Depression Simulator 2017. Rename the deck. Get that title changed. It's not A-Rack. So, do you think Josh is on the play? Or is he on the draw?
I guarantee you he's on the play.
You think he's on the play?
Yeah.
Would you choose the draw in this matchup?
So there actually is a good argument for taking the play here, solely because you know that Chucky is bringing in the engineer explosives.
Yes! Sorry about that, but just the greatest.
You probably do take the draw here, though. All facts considered. At maximum, Chucky's bringing in 2 engineer explosives, and the Geist plan is you're not that worried about him getting turn 3 Geist. He has so many ways to disrupt that. So
Josh has the Rack, Wrench Mind, Double Swamp, Urborg. Can't get a great look at the other 2 cards, but they probably say Chucky doesn't have cards in his hand in some manner. There's also a Mutavault. Okay, so it's 4 lands, it looks like.
Okay. So it's very medium, but Chucky's on a mulligan.
The draw.
Yep.
And yeah, Chucky's on the mulligan, which that definitely matters being on the play.
Mulligan, and Josh is going to have a pretty good curve out here, honestly.
So yeah, he just gets to go either turn 1 discard spell or the Rack if he just wants to get it under anything.
I think that he just tries to do the turn 1 discard spell.
Picked up another Rack. So yeah, that definitely makes the turn 1 discard spell if he has one.
Isn't that's a Delirium Skynes he picked up?
Oh, did he pick up a Skynes? Dude, I can't tell like half of the cards sometimes. Second land, and then if Chucky doesn't have any interaction, like this Wrench Mind's just gonna look him right in the face and get some cards out of the way.
Yeah. Does he have any targeted discard, like Inquisition or Thoughtseize in his hand? I can't really tell.
I'm not sure on that.
If he does, I like
a lot of those cards blend in.
Yeah. If he does have any of that, I kind of like holding off on the Wrench Mind a little bit longer.
Okay.
Just because it's your best discard spell.
It's always in this matchup. Unless he has the engineered explosives, it's always just 2-mana Mind Rot, right?
Yeah. And even then, you're fine paying 2 mana to get rid of the engineered explosives, as all of your win conditions cost 1 mana.
I like that play. I like trying to run the Smallpox out.
Yeah, because it's a card that either Chucky's countering it, or he's letting it resolve, and they're still staying on the same amount of lands.
And
the only thing it's weak to... Oh, he has another Smallpox, so it doesn't even matter if Chucky has the Geist. Which Chucky does have the Geist, and Josh can have a really good follow-up by playing another Smallpox.
Oh, I didn't notice that Corey also changed Chucky's deck name to Clinton Control for a few moments, apparently.
Oh, so Clinton Control... Did he explain it?
So somebody explained it in chat.
Okay.
Chucky has the Clinton playmat.
Okay, yes. Chucky used to be well known as when he was a really heavy grinder, he always played with a Bill Clinton playmat, and since he's playing Jeskai Control, he calls it America Control.
Right. So what are you discarding over here from Josh's side? Probably that second Rack.
So having the 2 racks is nice, but I'm having a hard time making out all the cards in his hand, so I'm not sure what all.
He's gonna pinch the Wrench Mind.
That's interesting.
Chucky pitching a Think Twice.
Yep. Smallpox, not a permanent.
Why not? Do whatever.
And Thoughtseize. Okay.
What are we getting?
That makes sense.
Cryptic Command, there's another land in hand.
Okay, so Chucky's down to
14.
14. He has no pressure. He has
a Think Twice in the graveyard.
3 lands, and he's staring on a rack.
And there's a Mutavault, there's the second Rack, and an Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay, probably looking at a land. Chucky not being great to us here.
Chucky going. He just played that Mutavault.
Man,
He can't attack.
Mutavault's sweet.
I love that Josh was like, Chucky's like, you can't attack with that, and Josh pointed at his Urborg. I'm really curious as to what his statement was. It's a swamp.
It's a swamp, so it can attack. I don't like fetching here.
Why not?
There's an Urborg. Just cast your Think Twice.
Oh, yeah.
If you're just going to get a basic, just cast your Think Twice.
Yeah. He probably did the same thing I did in Space, that there was a Urborg.
Nah, I played way too much of that standard format. I'm so used to look at my opponent and just like tap my fetch lands, cast things.
I'm sure if I was like in the match, I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, I one of my favorite things like during Urborg being in standard was just casting spells off of lands that couldn't cast them. My opponent would be like, "How are you casting that?" And I would just point at the Urborg they had in play.
I as I've said multiple times before in the stream, did not play at all during that era. I only judged.
Yeah.
So
here's a Delirium Skynes. Get rid of the hands, boys.
no,
never mind.
That. Still getting 1 card out of his hand though.
So did Josh have a second Rack? Was I just wrong about?
I think you were wrong.
Okay, it might have, oh, it's the Delirium Skies. That's
Yep.
right. Because
Yep,
he drew. That's right.
So, worth noting, Chucky does have a lot of ways to destroy, a couple ways to destroy that rack.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not on the fastest clock, but he is in some type of urgency to find the answer.
He's getting pulled apart, but it's going to take a little while.
Yeah. The Mutavault does speed up the clock, but
Chucky, I believe, has a Snapcaster Mage to check the Mutavault.
he does, but that's still not the greatest because he's having to put a card from his hand, not in his hand.
And here's the Inquisition to force the Snapcaster Mage to come out. What's
He's
it
probably
targeting?
just gonna
Probably just negate.
Just negate it. Yep.
Oh, he has a card that. Well, I guess not showing him the card's pretty okay.
Yeah.
The Smallpox here. Ooh.
That's a bit rough.
Ooh. Gets rid of
Lightning Helix,
Ooh,
land,
that's big.
and it puts Chucky down to 9.
Yep, and then now he's at 6.
Now he's at 6, and he has this turn and the next turn to do something.
Well, it didn't do anything that turn.
Yep. So I think
I don't even like attacking. It's like pass.
I like attacking. Okay. I like attacking if you drew anything other than a rack or a
What you got, Chucky? You're at 2.
Nothing saves him here.
Yep.
Alright. So I think next up, if we want to go ahead and get AJ up in the booth. I mean AJ up in the
up in
game.
The fray. We're gonna have some Hall of Fountain Mirror match.
Yep. We'll go and have that slow match here. Or should we? Yeah, we'll go and do that, and then we'll have one more match after that. So I'll go ahead and yell at them in case they need to know the. Order.
Yeah.
And I'll be back in a minute.
You're up.
I feel like a troll. I was about to
You have to crawl your way out of the dungeon. All right. Oh, how many of those are there? Is there more than one? Yes. Yes. I like how the basement's cold enough that these are actually kind of cold.
I'm back. AJ's gonna be slowly making his way. It says he was in commentary earlier on today. I have literally no idea how he did.
He did pretty good, actually.
It sounded like you guys were having a decent time.
Very professional.
Yeah.
And I'm mildly surprised, but I'm also not because I know AJ's pretty intelligent.
Yeah. So AJ, as a person, he likes to mess around a lot, and he can certainly be dumb at times. But a lot of that is him just intentionally being intentionally messing around.
Mm-hmm.
But he's playing blue-white control.
Uh-huh.
There's gonna be
I'm excited.
it's gonna be a lot of
Jeskai
not much.
Pretty favored in this matchup.
It's pretty favored, but it's also like
Well, Jeskai tempo is. I don't know about
so
lightning bolt Jeskai control.
it's I don't know. I don't really know what to say about this matchup. It's very medium from both sides. There are certainly merits for both players, but I think it's gonna. All right, have a good one. All right, see ya. So I think that this matchup is just gonna be one of those ones that there's gonna be a lot of decisions from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be a lot of a waiting game. I do think the fact that Chucky can pressure at instant speed is a big deal. Because all of what AJ's gonna be trying to do is sorcery speed.
Mm-hmm. Do we really know a lot about how AJ has his deck built? Is he Planeswalker heavy? Is he Planeswalker light? I don't have his deck.
Okay. I thought that was the list that you had.
No, these are all the different deck sideboards. It was the quickest thing that I could get because it is one of the more useful things that we can have.
Yeah. So AJ's list should be pretty stock to the blue-white Gideon. Like you have some number. I think it's probably 2 Gideon in the trials. Either 1 Gideon ally of Zendikar or Jace Architect Thought in the 4-drop slot, and then probably 1 5-drop Gideon. And
what are we doing here?
I think that I'm not for sure.
We're not preemptively sideboarding, are we?
No. I think that he's just maybe he had something left in his deck from the sideboard, something, I don't know. Double checking over everything. Either way, this matchup's certainly gonna be a little bit long. And I am curious to see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he might have not sub anything back because it looks like his spreading seas were in the other side. Oh, he was probably playing and went to sideboard games.
Yeah. So,
I think they're playing with AJ's music.
Yeah.
Instead of the normal music we have down there.
Alright. So, Chucky's gonna be in for a treat with AJ's music.
What's AJ generally listen to?
Yeah. It's kind of like asking what I listen to. It's not really any one specific genre. It's just like things.
What you feel like at the time?
Yeah. Whatever the wild ride known as Spotify throws at us.
Mm-hmm. So there's 9 versus 10.
10.
Sweet.
So AJ's pulling that one off.
All right.
AJ's land disruption does matter here, though,
Oh yeah.
because he can use Spreading Seas and Tectonic Edges to take Chucky off of his splash color.
And Field of Ruin also in that sense.
Field of Ruin, to some degree, but the issue is that Chucky does have basic mountains. But it does mean that Celestial Colonnades are not getting in.
Colonnades are pretty much useless.
They're what's the blue-white ETB tap land that's currently in?
They're literally just meandering rivers.
Meandering Rivers. Okay, yeah, there we go.
All right, so Colonnade, Tectonic Edge, Island, Fetch Land, Serum Visions. Can't get a good look at the back 2 cards.
All right, so AJ's going ahead and fetch shocking. I imagine you're just leading off in Serum Visions.
Mm-hmm. The usual.
Yeah.
So, cards in Chucky's deck that are really going to matter in this matchup. Main deck negate, good. Sphinx's Revelation, resolving, great. Searcher's Conta.
Searcher's Conta is actually really good here.
Not perfect, actually.
Actually, wait, no, it's very medium here
Blue-white
because
control.
land disruption.
I think what he'll end up doing with his Search First Conta is what I do whenever I'm playtesting like against Death and Taxes is Sebastian.
Just kind of use it as
and just use it as it is scry 1 every turn.
Yeah. So the Supreme Verdicts from both sides here are gonna be so very medium.
Oh, I mean, you gotta have your dead cards, right? How many blue-white control plays 3 of them normally?
3 to 4.
So AJ has a couple extra dead cards.
Yeah.
Ooh, shock Serum Visions from both sides.
A Johnny Vengeance also a very good planeswalker from Chucky's
Oh,
side.
Johnny Vengeance is great. AJ cannot legitimately pressure that card.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, that's just gonna. We're gonna see an Armageddon.
Though I do think that AJ runs some number of Detention Spheres.
Oh yeah, definitely. That makes sense. It's blue-white, but I really want to see an Armageddon.
Yeah. The Johnny Armageddon is always real strong. So AJ mulling over what he's seeing on top. Sets keep 1 top, 1 bottom.
Just followed up as this Colonnade here. He had the Gideon Jura in hand. Double Tectonic Edge now. That's what it looks like, unless he has a red colored plains.
Yeah. So Chucky choosing to shock here. You can afford to be greedy with your shocks in this matchup because realistically speaking,
Blue-white's not pressuring you.
Blue-white's not pressuring you. This matchup's not hugely about pressure. AJ needs to worry about life total a little bit more, but Chucky is more worried about AJ resolving a Gideon here.
Redding Sea is going to get met with the Spell Snare, one of the few cards other than exactly Snapcaster Mage I want to say that really hits.
I think AJ's on some number of mana leaks.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I know a lot of lists are going real hard on
Logic Knot.
Logic Knot right now.
Yeah. I'm not for sure exactly on his list, so we're gonna learn as we go along.
2 mana. What we got? Snapcaster. We're gonna play some Serum Visions, eh?
All right, so I kind of like this. So AJ's just trying to better set up his draws here, and he's just trying to throw this down as kind of like an early pressure thing. It does put him weak to a Planeswalker next turn resolving, but He's basically just saying he's not trying to save the Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, we're not trying to be cute and getting to these giant mana wars. I feel Blue-Eye Control does have to try to be more the pressure deck in this matchup.
Yeah.
Because Chucky getting to the longer game actually has more of an ability to close than Blue-White on average.
Yeah. In general, I feel like that Blue-White's just a little less efficient in the control mirror.
Mm-hmm. A lot of its cards very heavily leaning on their ability to answer the other creature decks, and in some senses, some of the other combo decks.
Yeah.
While Jeskai a little bit better at answering strictly like the creature combo decks.
Yep.
And here's a Johnny. Bolt that guy.
Yep.
Get him out of here.
That makes sense. Now, I did see AJ's hand, and he is going to get to resolve a 3-drop Gideon here.
Yes, which is going to be
And
very relevant.
He's also going to be holding up a Monolith with it. So,
that the promo Return to Ravnica Plains?
no, that's not the promo artwork.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Gideon Jura. Yeah, he has the ability to resolve this guy. Jeskai Control cannot answer this card very well once it's on board.
No, I thought he was just going to play 3-drop Gideon, but
Oh no, this is way better.
yeah. So, this could set off a very weird chain reaction where both players just start slamming.
Yeah, just put more permanents into play. What's he
And-
got? 4 mana. Okay.
Okay. That's a little weird, but it makes sense because now, if AJ doesn't have another land,
Which
then...
we know he does.
Yeah.
But obviously Chucky doesn't know. It's like, okay, put my
But
thing in play
seeing
again.
as Chucky missed on lands, I actually like playing another land and then playing 3-drop Gideon with Monolith backup.
Yeah, I'm pretty big fan of that play, just because of visibly how good Mana Leak's actually going to be.
Unless I'm missing and he doesn't have a 3-drop Gideon in hand, but I'm pretty sure he does.
I'm almost certain he does.
But, I mean, there is certainly merit to just slamming your 6-drop, your 5-drop here.
Yeah, again, he's tapped out. You have the ability to just like guarantee this comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
So, missing land drops when like your big bullet cards are like Sphinx's Revelation.
Yeah. Boy.
That was very useful, AJ. Thanks.
He didn't know. So I do see it Monolith and Sphinx's Revelation. It looks like another land and something else.
In
AJ's
hand?
I actually don't think that he has a Gideon. At least it doesn't look like it when I saw it that time.
It can be a little hard to see, for sure. These decisions. He's showing off his beautiful glare.
Alright, so Chucky just keep bouncing it. Eventually it won't come back down.
Maybe he'll draw a Forcible for it. Maybe that's what he's digging to.
He's drawing for Spell Pierce. Alright, now this Lesser Colonnade, and here's my Gideon
Is
again.
this one okay? Can I have this one?
Do you have more cryptic commands, sir?
So if he draws on top lands and has Mana Leak, he drew a Colonnade. So Chucky only has one more cryptic in his deck.
Yep. He does have the Snapcaster Mages, but
Did we just not use a Johnny?
yeah, huh?
Alright. Bold.
Not the play I would make, but yeah, man.
Alright, they're going on and just fixing that up. Oh man.
So
RLP.
So does AJ try to attack here?
Yeah, I mean you're turning on cards that don't do anything. I mean, he's just gonna try kill this. No. What's AJ gonna do?
Does he have multiple counter spells?
I was like, oh, okay, this is fine.
Okay.
Bold.
This game is not going how I was expecting it in any way, shape, or form. Attack with my Gideon path. Yeah.
Okay. Sure, man.
Let me go get my basic.
Main deck. Ooh. Banking on main deck Elspeth is Chucky there.
All
But no, there's a Searcher's Conta, the card advantage powerhouse, which Chucky has no way to deal with because he plays no land destruction.
That is correct. He can keep it tapped with the Johnny.
Cool. Or you can destroy it with land destruction in play. My bad. That you guys didn't get to hear that, but in response, a nice loud wabang.
What?
Oh, okay. So Snapcaster was in response to search for his content. So AJ mana leaked Snapcaster range. So Chucky was able to mana leak the search for his content because AJ tapped low enough to mana leak.
Oh my god. That makes the wabang so much better.
Yeah, that just makes this whole situation just phenomenal. Are we, does Chucky have answer for the colonnade that's going to be trying to come over at the Sajani, though? Oh, is he just passing?
I suppose that makes sense, but Manazai Johnny's starting to look real threatening.
Oh, yeah. This went from a game where I did not understand how Chucky could possibly win.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think AJ played incorrectly at one point. He just kind of, like, had his Gideon bounce twice.
So, let's just move back just a second on just how this game has kind of moved in this situation to just how heads up that in response to his content trying to put this ambush viper into play was. Like we're all messing around and having a good laugh, but that was a great play from Chucky's side.
Very, very heads up play.
Things of revelation. Have more cards. 3 mana up.
Okay, so he's playing around Mono Lake. He might have another counter spell in hand. And if he draws 3, does it Johnny ultimate on 6 or 7?
7.
Okay.
Chucky stating that he's kind of just in this position where he thinks that his best play is to just protect a Johnny, and that land doesn't untap. Get that out of here.
He's fixing it now. All right, so
land. It looks like he has. Can't get a great look at everything that he has in hand because, boy, those sleeves.
Yeah, those sleeves have a little bit of glare, even with our
Colonado
setup.
Cram.
Not out of the path.
I think AJ has a logic knot, maybe? Oh, he has 2 cryptics.
So, I mean,
he's not worried about this Johnny anymore.
So, do you try to fight over this path?
So it's interesting. So fighting over the path to exile means that he's tapping really low here, and Chucky gets to punish that with Snap Mana Leak.
Yeah. It's not great, but I think that he does have to attempt to protect it.
Now that the Johnny sticks, AJ is left with, I didn't get a great look, but I know there's a second Cryptic Command, but I don't know what the other cards in hand are. And Chucky has another Snapcaster Mage in his hand. And there's a Cryptic in the graveyard. So I think that the position that we're in is probably one that Chucky's going to win.
Yeah.
Because AJ only has one more Celestial Colonnade, it's the one in play, and Johnny is locking it down. And we are almost at that position where the strip or the one-sided Armageddon is going to happen.
Yeah. So AJ needs to next turn bounce the Johnny with the Cryptic Command, or if he draws a Detention Spirit.
Yes.
But the problem being that Chucky has one counter spell to back it up. So unless AJ draws another counter spell or the Detention Spirit, he's not a great position.
AJ also just has a ton of mana right now, so he's a little bit more favored in the war. Chucky has to tap out entirely, or 1 mana up.
Yeah.
But pretty much tap out entirely, be able to snap.
And he has Mana Lake here.
Yeah, but again, like this Cryptic, all it's doing here is put the Johnny back in your hand.
I mean, it's buying time, which is fine.
It's what he needs right now.
He's probably going to try to do... So if he does this on upkeep, then it means Chucky's probably not going to be able to replay it in the same turn.
Which means the Colonnade will be untapped, which means it will no longer be able to be tapped by a Johnny in future turns.
So I think that AJ should just wait and try to do this on upkeep, which...
I hope we're upkeeping. Yeah, okay, there's the stop.
Thank you, BCH Killer 98 for following.
Welcome to the stream, and it's good to see you got there.
Yep. Alright, so this whole thing's going to start up. So, Chucky gonna try to Snapcaster Cryptic Command.
Snapcaster response. Snapcaster will probably resolve.
Yep.
So Spreading Seas, Path Exile, Mana Leak is what he's left over with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And here's Cryptic. Cryptic modes are completely irrelevant because it's getting mana leaked.
Yep. And now that Ajani is going to be not going to be in play this turn,
Mm-hmm.
Aja's going to get to draw a card, and Chucky's going to be left with just 2 Snapcasters in play.
Chucky needs to draw for turn.
Uh,
Yep. Okay.
okay. Yep,
There's,
they're
there's a
done,
remember.
so they just had a little bit of pause.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like, this game's swinging back and forth. I think it's still one of the games where either person could pull it off.
I think right now, Chucky's just a tad ahead.
Chucky he's for sure ahead, but I don't think AJ's out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, does AJ have
Was that
mana.
12?
Something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like 12 mana, yes.
Sweet blind call. What was he tapping 100 mana for? What are we doing?
Only thing I could possibly think of is Snapcaster Sphinx's Revelation.
Snap Rev. Oh, he drew the Snapcaster.
I mean,
Snap Rev with 3 mana left open because all Chucky can do is like Logic Knot, I guess, after. But yeah. I was just roll sleeves up.
is he gonna? How far? Okay, he's just going on 3.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
that's reasonable.
yeah. Keep 3 up.
Yeah.
I like this the most.
No reason to get greedy.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, drawing the 3 more cards just feels like it puts you very far ahead. Yes, we on occasion are at Star City games. We are local Toronto, so
Yeah.
that is our LGS.
Not a terrible drive.
Yeah.
Think twice in response to this whole revelation, eh?
Think Twice is slightly worse than Sphinx's Revelation on 3 here.
Well, think twice. It is 2 cards.
2 cards, you correct.
Revelation is drawn 6 cards.
Yeah. So AJ is winning the card advantage war.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky does have the Johnny Venja, and he does currently have a he has 2 main lands, correct?
Chucky, yes.
Yeah.
So one thing I don't like here is AJ tapped his Celestial Colonnade. Oh, what?
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's out of fetchables.
So he Spreading Seized his Flooded Strand. So that way he'd have another mana off of that, and he can draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not trying to Spreading Seas Chucky out of his man lands.
So, but as I was saying, I really just don't like that Colonnade got topped up with that Hallowed Fountain, because now a Johnny coming down can lock the Colonnade down.
Yeah. That's a very minor misplay, but it does matter a lot here.
We're getting a question on how we finished last weekend at Atlanta. I believe that's at least what I'm assuming.
How did you finish last weekend? Alright, so I finished 34th with Blue-Black Control. Josh finished in the, like, right around the hundreds area playing Blue-White Godfarer's Gift. Corey ended up dropping midpoint
After round 10.
after round 10.
He got to X4?
He was X and 4, and he just wasn't feeling it. And Andrew had kind of a rough day 1 with Murder Vehicles. Blue-Black Control felt really strong over the weekend. There were a couple hiccups along the way, and I think that it was a good choice for the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, your deck, I felt like, was probably one of the best choices that you could have, and I feel like if you didn't get a deck reg error, and if you didn't draw against Blue-White Approach guy, you probably would have top-8 that event.
Yeah, I was very close, but anyways.
Serum Visions? Look at some more cards. Get those lands out of here. We don't need any more of those.
So, Spreading Season Colonnade here. Okay. He needs to start getting rid of the man lands. He has plenty of time to deal with the Ajani.
Yeah, this one is not threatening all that much, and it looks like Gideon Alayev Zendikar.
If that's a Gideon Alayev Zendikar, that's really good.
That's a good
right
card. Answer this one.
Does he? And he has the answer for the man land up as well.
Yeah, he has the Field of Ruin up.
Yeah, which I like just going ahead and popping.
Yeah, just go and get that out of the way right now.
Actually, no. I actually do just like kind of prompting response from prompting Chucky to spend the mana. I mean to say.
We
don't have Night Ally tokens in there, and I'm not going to get in there and do that. Sebastian should have them.
We need to pick our modern tokens up again.
Yeah.
We just I think I want to go through and just pick up like every playable token in modern.
Yeah.
Like in a 4 of.
Yeah.
We need to put together like a legitimate box like SCG actually has for it.
Yeah.
With all the dividers thing, what everything is.
I mean, yeah, having a dream that you want a PPQ is basically as good as winning a PPQ.
I like the same thing.
Yeah.
The PPTQ is just a dream that you're going to win an RPTQ.
Yeah, basically.
Do we have one more match after this one?
Yes.
So we're going to be here until 11, and then we'll get one more match?
Yeah.
This is game 1 still.
I'm aware. I'm painfully aware.
Oh man, I'm real exhausted. It's great. So Johnny here can just bolt Gideon, and then if Chucky has any burn, which I guarantee he does at this point in the game, he can go ahead and finish it off here. Looks like he's firing up on Electrolyze. No way to profitably split this one. Not yet, at least. I like just 2ing the token here, actually.
Yeah, because that means that you can just jam in at the Gideon with your Snapcaster.
And then I want to try to hit with the Snapcaster before I do anything else. Yep, snap attacks. Here's a Path to Exile.
Yep.
Path is fine. Is he out of basics though?
I'm not sure on the number of.
Looks like he is.
Yep.
He's not grabbing. I really do hope AJ reminds him. Alright, so Helix face.
Okay.
We're not in the target situation yet. Alright, Gideon dead. There's that.
Alright. So
what do we have? What are we looking at? Do we know what Chucky's leftovers are?
No. I do know that AJ has, I believe AJ has Mana Lake in hand.
So Chucky's throwing his leftovers on the ground. He doesn't want any of them. He had enough for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
He doesn't want any leftovers.
Alright. So
speaking of that, are we streaming next week? I know I won't be here.
I mean, I'm down. We'll have to figure that out, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, what, Thanksgiving's Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have literally no plans for Thanksgiving.
So. I will be driving out of town for it.
Okay.
And I'll be leaving on Tuesday.
Ah, that's neat.
It'll be that, and then other than that, it'll just be like the 2 weeks that I'm home for Christmas that I won't be able to.
Oh, I do have plans for Thanksgiving. Being excited that I'm not, that I'm able to sleep in. And then going to a friend's barbecue. So I can eat all those delicious, delicious meat products.
All those meat products?
Yeah, just love
I was
those
going to
meat
put
products.
like a single piece of celery on the barbecue for you.
Yeah. All jokes aside, I'm sure that there'll be something I can eat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We just need to tell AJ to draw better. That's what BCH is telling us. Can we feed that into his headphones? Draw better cards, AJ.
I mean, if this were a tournament sanctioned match, they'd both be drawing pretty well. Because neither one of them would win.
Yeah, they would definitely. This is a game 1 draw. You think?
Yeah.
When does the match start?
I don't know.
Are we above or below 20 minutes in left in round?
I think we're slightly above.
Slightly above?
Yeah.
I think we're at like 22 minutes.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're definitely they've definitely been going at it for a little bit, and like at this point, neither of them has a lead.
My favorite thing is this is the game where like Chucky had to like use 2 of his cryptic commands as like unsummon draw a card.
Yeah.
Or 2 of his cryptic commands were literally just kicked into the royal.
Yeah. Okay. So getting an ally of
Can I have this one? Is this
the
one
trials.
okay? That's okay. Sweet. Put an emblem into play, probably. Oh, tick up. All right. Oh, I guess there's a colonnade.
Yep. So
2 cards left over. It looks like 2 cards left over on both sides.
yeah. So while Chucky does have a planeswalker in play, this Gideon's not that great, honestly. And it's just kind of be stuck on fog duty.
My buddy DJ just messaged me asking where the advantage bar is.
The advantage bar, oh boy. If we had an advantage bar, it would be in the middle. It's like neither person is advantaged.
Definitely nobody is at an advantage here. That's phenomenal. Just a whole lot of nothing going on.
All right. So do we know what's in AJ's hand at all?
No clue. Nowhere close to any clue. 2 unhinged forests.
Amazing. Alright, so
Flashback, think twice. Cool, draw more cards. So, I was going to ask, are we going to get into the position where both players have a Gideon with a Gideon emblem, and they're both with 0 cards in deck?
that'd be real neat.
I really want that to happen.
I really don't.
So let's see.
I don't
I don't know what's happening anymore.
I don't know.
Can we just only play game 1 for this match? It's like that's the whole match, guys. We're done.
beginning a match where like 25 or so viewers after match? We're at like 1. Which is weird because like we have at least you watching it to like pull up the thing and me watching it to pull up a chat as well.
We only have 1 though.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you're still here, BCH, but thanks for coming with and thanks for the compliment. We definitely appreciate it, my dude. So,
Oh boy, that's a good card.
we found it.
Okay.
Right. I guess now we're going looking. We haven't found it just yet.
I think that Chucky is now firmly in the driver's seat.
Oh, yeah. Another colonnade. Well, what does he have? Path to Exile, probably, because who cares? And something else. Field of Ruin main phase? I don't know. Get rid of that. Sure. It's gone.
So Field of Ruining the Colonnade is good and all, but honestly, I'd prefer to just hold it up for that as Kanta.
Yeah. But I don't know. Chucky's at like 10 cards left in deck. But there's a Gideon, which is probably going to emblem because now there's nothing to tick. Oh, there's still a colonnade up at top. Okay.
AJ has 2 colonnades, I believe, actually.
Both players who were at the
Counting
Libraries
libraries.
point of the game. Ah, man, this is a...
So Chucky has 26 cards in his library, I believe is what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Haven't heard on a library account, i.e. AJ's side.
And
Is Kanta flipping? What we got? Are you trying to count permanents to see how many cards are left in AJ's?
I think AJ has less cards at around 20.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's about 36
I think there's
to 40 cards.
2 to 4 cards in exile pile.
Yeah, I was estimating somewhere in that number.
100 mana? What are we doing? Oh, what tapped for 4 mana at the beginning of...
The turn? I don't.
There wasn't like anything that was being fought over.
Nope.
I just don't know what's happening. What's this?
So
Cool and negate.
relevantly, if Chucky had the new card from Unstable, Rules Lawyer,
Okay.
he could cast the other Gideon,
Uh-huh.
and then you have to keep them both.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Yeah. Judge promo. I like how they're making a judge promo of that card.
This set's making me upset as a judge.
Why?
Just everything. So how do sprockets work?
I'm so excited to like watch Josh try to run an event with it.
No. Thank you, Mr. Busy, for getting there. And we hope to continue bringing you at least somewhat okay Magic content.
Somewhat okay Magic content is pretty much our forte at this point. Snapcaster attacks, I mean, Colonnade just goes in front of it for free.
AJ attacked with the Snapcaster
Attacked
before
with
Chucky.
Chucky Snapcaster. Sweet magic, guys.
AJ just like, please kill me. Okay, so the commentary in there can't be heard, but basically AJ was like, yeah, you attack with it because I'm not going to block it because that's dumb, because then you have the ball and you kill my Sister Colonnade. I'm not falling for that again. You're kind of not going to get me that way, Chucky.
Oh man, they're phenomenal. So are we just going to call time and round on these two?
I don't know. This is something to consider. Oh my god.
Great. He's at 2 now. Cool.
I don't think that there's a way Chucky loses this game.
Oh, we drew a negate. Sweet. So he has negate to counter AJ's negate. Are we cramming?
I mean, he has another one.
Is it time to jam?
His hand is just tribal Gideons at this point.
Bang. Path
Okay.
to exile. I mean, I think you just say sure. Yeah.
Happens. Take my
Where are we
two.
looking? He wants to shuffle the cards on the bottom, but he's like almost at stacking his deck point. Do you think we're at the point in the game where Chucky should just be activating Search for his content as Scry 3 every or Scry 4 every turn?
I think he's fine to keep using it to find like counter spells and stuff. Because he's in the position where he's trying to win.
Negate. Negate your negate.
Alright, does AJ have a follow-up counter spell for that guy? Nope, he doesn't. The Gideon resolves.
In.
Oh boy.
Tick up. Sweet magic.
How many Sister Colleges does AJ have? One?
Oh no, they are definitely in time around.
You drew a field.
Colonnade.
Alright.
Activate, find a path to exile? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Alright. Cool. Patch your thing. Sweet. What's he got? He got a field rune? Another joke? Something stupid up there? Oh, nothing to search
man.
for, eh? Why is this field of rune still in play? Why is is contest still in play?
Why is anything happening?
Why are we still in play?
I don't know.
I don't know, cram. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, here's my path deck.
You got a Snapcaster for a negate there? A logic not for like a billion? Alright.
AJ
Game
conceding.
1 over.
Alright, so
So they have 15 minutes left in round. Well, that's what we'll gauge it at.
yeah.
We'll call them in 15 minutes.
So yeah, that was kind of the fear with that matchup was that
That was a slog fest.
there becomes a point where there's not much to talk about. It's like, oh man, so he cast this thing. Yeah, well, he got countered. Oh,
Oh, look at that. Oh, man, that's real interesting. It didn't resolve.
So like, question: did we see any plays that like seemed wrong from either side or questionable from either side?
AJ falling for the Snapcaster in response to his content bait.
Okay, falling for that bait seemed bad.
Because there was like nothing that Chucky was Snapcaster maging in the graveyard. The like best card for Chucky to get Snapcaster mage in response to the content was Bolt You.
I thought he had another monolith in.
I don't think he did.
Okay.
Not sure.
Alright. So Chucky bringing in two dispels, two disdainful strokes, a negate, Vendalian click, and two Geist of St. Taft's.
Yeah, seems simple.
AJ bringing in one dispel, one Geist, two negates,
Think about the rest in pieces.
2 rest in pieces.
Bringing a rest in peace means that he wants to take his own Snapcasters out.
I think it's because in this matchup, Chucky's Snapcaster Mages are better. By a mile.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So...
Taking out these spreading seas, get these garbage cards out of here.
Yeah, Sweating Seas, very medium. Supreme Verdict. So it depends on how heavy you want to hedge for him doing, bringing in his own Geist Snake Taffs. Because you can keep some number of Supreme Verdicts in, play around the Geist, or you can just hope that they don't resolve the Geist.
God, I don't want to watch Game 2 and 3, Chucky. Make it quick.
And he's just like, nah, I think I'll win this one. And then, Game 3,
we'll do more nothing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... Hopefully one of them just goes turn 3 Geist.
It just wins.
Yeah, that'd be great. 10 out of 10 would watch.
Alright, so took out all these stupid burn spells. Chucky's just become a blue-white control deck with bad lands.
Yep.
Like, literally, here's all my red cards except for a Johnny Vengeance. Get him out of here.
Oh, apparently they're listening to music from the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack.
Alright.
And they're both trying to figure out exactly where it's from in the game.
It's from. I would have no clue. Never played it.
I played way too much Final Fantasy in my day.
I played a lot of Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay. That one was pretty medium, but
Pretty medium. I also played Final Fantasy 13.
That
medium.
one was super
Pretty
medium. I actually really like Lightning Returns from the story standpoint, but that game was also just medium.
But otherwise, I haven't really played any of the FF games.
Update there. I believe that I heard this correctly. I may have heard it incorrectly, but I think that they're putting a character from the most recent Final Fantasy and Tekken.
So my buddy Blue said new rule in tournaments where control versus control is decided by rock paper scissors games instead. Corey threw the rock paper scissors in play.
It's pretty good.
Top notch.
Corey has been on point.
Corey's been on point today. Like if these decks were just changed to pain and suffering.
The Depression Simulator 2017 was the height of the night. I feel like we're gonna go in there and be like, all right, who's up next? And like, just no one's got me in there. Just everyone's gone.
Yeah.
They're just like, nah.
We've just been talking, and there's nobody there. Like this is actually a recording. We're talking over a recording instead of like the actual match being played. What we're hearing is just a simulation.
Everything is simulation.
An impression simulation.
Oh man.
Yes. Pain and suffering.
Oh man.
Tonight's fantastic.
Tonight's fantastic. I kind of like the pace that we're setting here.
We are a grinder team. We are trying to get as good at Magic as we are, hit as many events. You've been cashing all the events you've played in for the last 2 months.
Yep.
But we're all here to have fun still. We're all here playing Magic. We're all enjoying ourselves. So it's important that we have this kind of thing going on.
Now that being said, I do want to point out that Chucky has this little game of trying to like be its just like messing with people as much as possible when he goes to Magic events. Hence the yellow sleeves. Hence the minion shirt. And I gotta admit, it's really working on me. I just keep looking up and going, God.
God. Can we...
He matched his yellow sleeves to his yellow minion shirt. Why would you do this?
Because it's beautiful.
No, it's not.
It's beauty. That's the definition of beauty right there.
No.
Chucky, the definition of beauty.
I think that right now, with all facts considered, AJ's the beauty and Chucky's the beast.
Beast versus beauty?
Yeah. Beauty versus beast.
Yeah.
I'll be Gaston.
Some colonnades, eh? Chucky's getting there, apparently. I overheard that I think he kept a little bit of a loosey-goosey and picked up an island.
Which he needed.
To cast the Serum Visions.
He probably just kept the hand without any...
I just like, looked at his hand and was like, who cares?
I have time if I stumble.
I have time because AJ's on blue-white control. Blue-white control sure does nothing. Ever.
I want to cast my draw spells. Alright, what are you gonna do now?
I don't know, he's got a bunch of ops.
I'm holding up some counter spells. What are you gonna do? Hold up some counter spells.
Sweet. Double island.
So, I think that Chucky kept just islands at hand. No, see it.
There's a steam vent.
There's a steam vent. Okay, he's fine. He's fine.
It's a little steamy in here.
I think twice is actually really good.
Yeah. This is like the only matchup where it's any good, though.
But really good, it's still just really
It's super
medium. Like, oh man.
Sure, draw 2 cards.
Alright.
Opt.
AJ casting up.
Cool. I think he knew it from the serum visions.
Yeah.
What is the card? There is actually just a 1 mana draw 1 card.
I don't know.
It has Arcane, I want to say.
Dude, I don't know. Alright, so he's casting the Geist with probably Dispel backup.
You never played the old Blister Coil Weird deck?
Nope. Alright.
Blister Coil Weird Paradise Mantle, put my whole deck into my hand.
Alright, so talking about this game, I think that AJ is actually going to clinch this game really quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, cool. Whatever Chucky's doing, doesn't matter. Here's a guy. Clock you. You're dead.
Yeah.
Like, exactly, the majority of what you could do
Mm-hmm.
is just, like, Snapcaster Mage to, like, Ambush Viper it here. This is not great.
God.
Throw this in. What?
Nothing. That's a very old thing.
What is it?
I don't like that drowsy.
Oh. Okay, so Vendilion click to try to block. What's AJ got? I don't know. Just a bunch of things that doesn't interact.
Oh my god. Never mind, this game's not ending quickly.
Target AJ. What do we got? What's happening? There's a. I know there's a Snapcaster Mage. We're gonna flash that guy in. Target opt. We're gonna try to opt into Past Exile, which got taken out, right?
I guess so. I don't know what he's hoping for here, but yeah.
This is. Whew. Okay, so my favorite thing about control mirrors is the players just get really sloppy in games 2 and 3 a lot of the time. Because they're like, man, we've been here for like 30 minutes. I want to go home.
So the search for his content is now in the bottom library.
Oh, so what he was saying that he messed up is you should have played the search. Trade. Take 4, Chucky. Alright.
Alright.
Now Chucky gets to untap here with the ability to either commit something like a Gideon, which he just picked up, or just really anything that he has access to that's going to be powerful in this situation. And with Geist off the table, he's very welcome to just fetch Shocking to find another red source if he'd like it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's going to go ahead and play this turn. Is it, Gideon
It's
Jura?
just bad. It's big Gideon.
Big Ian? There he is.
Yep. Okay.
AJ does have the detention sphere, notably, though.
So...
Does that call it? Oh, dang, there's an island hiding. I thought that Glacial Fortress is going to come into play tapped on turn 6.
So he does have access to the, he can Gideon and Detention Sphere this turn, if he so does.
Oh, yeah. Seems good. Yep. Just go ahead, get all your permanents in play. And now AJ just looks like he's very quickly in the driver's seat here.
Yep. This has been kind of a weird game that, like, it looked like AJ was really far ahead. Then he had his Geist killed in combat, and now it looks like
lost
he's
the
ahead
search for his Ganta.
Yep.
Yep. Come on, Chucky, just concede. Let's go to a game 3. I think he's thinking about Or they're at least discussing the play Gideon up ticket on the other Gideon.
So you both just sit there looking at each other's Gideons going,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Both of our Gideons have 40 counters on them.
I'll take a break. I'll emblem.
No, but now his Gideon can attack into your 40 counter Gideon.
Or he can also emblem, and then you both have emblems, and then you both have Gideons at 4. And then one of you casts the Tension Sphere. And exile both Gideons.
Yeah, man. Sweet magic. I'll Bile Blight target my Sylvan Caryatid to kill your Sylvan Caryatids.
Oh, jeez. Alright, so Chucky in the tank here.
Shocking. Down to 7, pass.
Alright, so that shock does matter a fair amount.
Oh yeah, we're actually in a point of the game where Chucky is on a real clock.
So, the problem is that I have to imagine that Chucky has access to something here.
Oh yeah. So AJ has a negate. So he's able to interact with the cryptic command that Chucky does have.
Yep. I imagine he's gonna animate his Gideon here.
I would assume so. Looks like he's thinking about starting on a Spreading Seas. What are we spreading? Probably that Sacred Foundry?
Probably the Cesar Colonnade.
Oh, the Colonnade? Okay.
So that way he can choose to get in there with his Snapcaster and Gideon, not worry about the block. And it's gonna prompt a
cryptic game? Counter bounce, get Gideon Jura back, negate that.
Okay.
But like, get Gideon Jura back actually wasn't that great because then Gideon Jura just dies.
Yeah.
I almost would have just let that resolve.
Yeah. Thank you, Eggplant Sama, for getting there, and we hope to continue to bring you some type of magic.
Some type of magic content. Content that is indeed Magic the Gathering, but we're not sure what else.
Alright, Path Exile, good.
Path.
I was worried that AJ might close out this game.
AJ asking him why Path still in the deck, but it's because he had all these stupid red cards to take out. No, my favorite thing about the way Chucky's deck gets configured after game 1 and 2, though, or after game 1 is literally, it's just like, I'm blue-white, but I play all these shock lands. Because the only red card that's still in his deck is a Joni Vengeance. Hey guys, can you turn that music down, please?
Okay. So AJ's disappointed in life and this game. So
They're talking about the field room last game?
AJ just realized that his contest land.
Mm-hmm. We're all great players here.
AJ's like, good thing they can't hear what I'm saying.
Oh, we can.
We're making sure.
We definitely can. And because we can, we're making sure they can.
Yeah. We don't want people to miss AJ doing dumb things.
Oh, not at all. We would want nothing close to that.
Alright. So, Chucky just passing?
I'm a 5. I don't have any ways to clear this Snapcaster mage because it took all my red cards out.
I mean, do you even...
I don't know.
Do
Field
you
room,
even...
hit your stupid lands.
I don't even think you do.
Why not? It's free.
Yeah, but like, there are lands you care about.
Okay. The 3 other Celestial Colonnades.
And the Azcanta.
No, but that's not a land apparently.
So do you think Chucky remembers that there's a Think Twice in the graveyard?
I think Chucky's decent.
Decent, but there's a lot of stuff.
There is a lot of stuff, but that blue hand is pretty easy to see if you're used to casting Think Twice.
Yeah. I've seen plenty of good players miss it, though.
Yeah. They just weren't thinking enough. They're only thinking once.
Yeah, which they need to think at least one more time.
Yeah. So... Is Sebastian still here? Okay, thank you. I just, like, literally just forgot he was here at all.
I didn't forget he was here, but I was, like, he's being super quiet, which is appreciated.
Cram. Is this? Does he have to tap the Snapcaster Mage? What are we doing here? Colonnade activate. Okay. Snap. He gets to pass the Colonnade and block. Sweet.
Oh my god.
Resolves. Feels good.
AJ has one more Celestial Colonnade as a threat.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Man, for a game that Chucky just looked like he wasn't winning, this is actually turning into a game that Chucky can definitely win.
He can definitely win, but he's not doing it anytime soon.
Oh no, I mean, this doesn't matter. We ain't doing anything anytime soon. They're at time round, by the way.
They've been a diamond round.
Active player, you're on turn like 55.
They're both just like being very adamant about which one of them is turn 0.
Oh my god. My least favorite thing is like when turn 0 gets called during the end of somebody's turn and they don't like let the opponent have turn 0.
Yeah.
Why are we tapping all over islands here? We don't need this plains. You took all your past exiles out.
I don't know. I mean, he has.
Did he also tap 6 mana for this column? No, it's 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he has a blue mana up, and he has a Celestial Colonnade in the plains.
Yeah, but like, all I'm saying is that island is more valuable than that.
Oh
plains.
yeah, it sure is. But it's fine.
Also, like AJ's whole hand is just a bunch of lands. But now Chucky's at 1 life.
He's at 1.
What are we doing? Cryptic, end of turn. I think you want this Gideon. Yeah. Bounce draw.
AJ looks at his land. Hand.
But I guess this Gideon doesn't do anything if AJ just has this attention sphere to cast again. Like, that was a really greedy Cryptic, actually, thinking about it.
Yes.
Being noted that when Chucky laughs, the minion is also laughing.
Thank you. Thank you for knowing that.
Alright, so there's a Gideon of Trials and a Geist of St. trapped in Chucky's hand. Important. Not a lot of white mana to work with.
Nope. So
Gideon, tick up on your... Oh, okay. Do this instead. I don't like doing this. The Colonnade is the same thing, but now your Gideon actually dies.
well, it's also just the fact of so if that attention sphere resolves, AJ can just choose to put Chucky to -3.
Yeah.
And then if that Gideon ever leaves the battlefield, the game is over.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, yeah, yeah. So the detention sphere just comes down, gets Gideon Jur out of here. Colonnade just goes face.
Mm-hmm.
And then now Chucky is dead to Cryptic Command bounce anytime Gideon dies to anything. Yeah, we're just in this situation where Chucky going to 0 here is going to matter a lot.
Mm-hmm. I hope that that's the play that AJ makes, but we'll see.
I think it's the play he has to kind of make with just how many lands he's drawn.
His draws are not great. Chucky does only have 1 card in hand, though.
Mm-hmm. And it is a Geist, which is not very good at doing anything but clocking.
Yeah. All right. So what's he doing here?
Lining up all 100 million mana. If he only had 2 more mana, he'd be able to just like double Colonnade.
Yeah.
And do nothing with it really. All right, fire up. Face, 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 face. Yes.
Yep.
-3.
Okay, I was really curious if it functioned at negative numbers.
I'm really glad it does.
Yeah.
I think once we get to negative double digits, it's going to become a problem.
Yeah. We'll have to tell them to avoid that.
Minus them. Yep, Colonnade. One of the 2 Colonnades doesn't do damage anymore. Cool.
Yep. So Chucky now is dead to a lot of things. Because the Cryptic Command can just kill him.
Yeah, Cryptic Command is just lethal. The moment this Gideon dies, which currently the Gideon dies on board to the second Colonnade.
But AJ is choosing not to do that because Chucky has a Celestial
Colonnade
Colonnade to block
zone.
with.
This is Jeskai Control versus Blue White Control. A very interactive, very fun matchup.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So it's a modern matchup which
Happens.
which does happen on occasion. Right now, blue white. Jeskai feels like it's in a pretty good position right now. Blue white control, I'm not that big a fan of right now in modern's meta.
Specifically because Death Shadow is like super not as good as it was.
Yeah. But it is a matchup that will happen on occasion, and it is one of the matchups we had in the bracket tonight. We knew it was gonna be a little bit long, but did not honestly anticipate it to go as long as it has thus far.
This all these think twices.
All these things twice.
Well, you'll definitely be able to go back and watch the VOD if you'd like to see the hour-long game one that happened.
Yeah.
Where AJ just didn't know that he could field a brew in a search for his contest.
Though to be fair, did it even matter? Did anything
No.
matter?
Nothing really matters.
Alright. So I really want Chucky to pull this off at -3 life. Mostly just because that means the match is over.
Yes. That is the main thing I want right now. No, but well, we are aware that there is actually not a ton that can realistically be talked about for a matchup like this. It is valuable because what we are doing here is these are playtesting sessions, and we are trying our hardest to get everybody at the largest level, or the highest level that we can realistically get. So, while this isn't exactly the most interesting match to watch, as Gideon of the Trials gets detention speared
It's
and
also
Chucky
one of those things
loses.
where having people directly talking over every single play we want to kind of have it as a thing that's informative for people who are watching and are wanting to learn decks and the format. Even though this matchup, technically speaking, would have already gone to time, it is good for learning things.
So we'll be moving to Game 3.
You sound excited.
I'm very excited in the way that I want to die.
I mean, that's why I'm excited most of the time.
Is cast out a regular thing in modern Blue White?
What?
I'm being asked if Blue White's not playing cast out.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I think that some lists were playing around with it when it first came out, but it hasn't been a thing for a while. Right now, they're still playing Detention Sphere because it has applications.
Being good against, just being like kind of a supreme verdict against tokens.
Yep, and the fact that it comes down a turn earlier is relevant. But yeah, at one point, cast out was a thing.
Okay. I'm pretty sure AJ is on no copies of it.
No, he's not. AJ's gonna be on on what is currently more stock.
Alright, so
Alright,
let's go for turn 3 Geist into just getting carried by that.
Yeah. I really feel sorry for Andrew and Nathaniel. Yeah, man. I mean, like, it's yeah.
It's great. I'm having a great time. Are you having a great time, Nathaniel?
Yeah, I'm having the best time. I don't think I can maintain this. Like, if I were having like being able to be loosely professional is great. Because if I was at like a WotC or a SCG booth, boy, would I be hovering every time. Like, I don't
want to be able to change the names to pain and suffering.
I don't think they'd appreciate the jokes about like just wanting to die and like everything else. I don't think that that's the market they're trying to catch, which is a shame, really, because that's most Magic players.
Yeah, that's completely fair. We were talking about how much you just love control mirrors.
I actually really enjoy playing them because I usually win, but boy, like they're fun when you're playing them.
I don't agree. I'm not a fan of basic islands.
It's my type of Magic. Like, I actually really like standard control mirrors because it just like is one of those things where
yeah, they're usually pretty skill intensive, but you want to know if one game won if you didn't have negate in your main deck.
I probably would have won game one if my opponent didn't just Look at the
Fall
very...
for the like look at your worm that you were dangling from and be like, man, I really want that worm.
I mean, I did lose to Shaheen though in the Control Mirror match, but boy, is his deck better. Was his deck better made for the Control Mirror match?
Yeah.
Not to try to like say that he did not play well, because it's Shaheen Sarani. Of course, he played well. He plays Control very well.
All right, so there's a bunch of things. He sure has cards in his hand.
They
That's
all.
where I am.
Loose professionalism, boys.
There's not a lot of mountains in this matchup. There's only at maximum 4 from one side of the table. That's the type of magic I like playing is mountains magic.
Casket was the person that was playing Mono Black 8 rack.
Pain and Suffering.
No, that one.
Oh, sorry.
Depression Simulator
Depression
2017.
Simulating 2017. Are we gonna have another match?
Dude, I don't know. I think we're gonna have one more match, but like, boy, does it! If this match doesn't wrap up by 10:30, we can't. But for us, by 10:30, we're fine.
Because I'm like pretty hyped to go home.
I want to do the 5 just for the sake of completion.
I want to do the 5 for the sake of completion, but pain and suffering.
I think if we get like Alex in there, I'll be fine.
Counter Company versus Jeskai Control. I don't know if your opponent has no clue how the cards work. Good matchup for Counter Company.
I mean, it's that, or we have Sebastian, and Sebastian just like early concedes because he's playing black-white taxes versus Control.
I think he's on mono taxes. He's back. He put white back together, I think.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, because the sideboard he handed me had no Zealous Persecutions in it.
Okay, yeah. Oh no, we can figure it out.
You know how we got the comment about you and I getting off track a lot?
Uh-huh.
I think this is fine in this matchup because all they've done is play lands.
I mean, I do have a comment though about their lands. AJ's lands look a lot better.
Okay.
I know for a fact that his basic lands are Japanese foils,
Mm-hmm.
and those look really good comparatively to the extraordinarily basic Hour of Devastation basics.
Yeah, the O basics.
Just no fun there.
Josh saying this is why he plays fast decks. He played Blue-White Godpharaoh's Gift at a GP.
Yeah.
Not a fast deck. Decked itself on camera at the Pro Tour. Not a fast deck.
Yeah, that is correct. Biased.
There was a Think Twice played. Oh, that's the first spell played. It's also the second spell played. You gonna do anything here, AJ? Oh, no? Maybe we'll have your game 1 in the blue-black mirror. I was like, alright, move to my discard step. Alright, move to my discard step.
Dude, that was so good.
Yeah.
Like, I do think that my setting up that one turn was really good, though.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Wait, oh, Johnny Vengeance, eh? No, not right now, man. Let's go later. Oh, what you got here? Oh, Dispel, eh?
Alright.
Mana Leak the Dispel.
Of course, there's another counter spell. Alright, does Chucky have a counter spell for that counter
Check,
spell?
you got the follow-up here?
Chucky has a Logic Knot.
Alright, so
he's gonna let the counter for his negate resolve,
Mhm.
and then he's on Logic Knot. Hello?
I don't know what Mana Leak is.
Oh.
Oh, there's enough. Okay. Oh, no, you got another one over there, AJ? What you got? Alright, it's in.
Alright.
Oh yeah, because if he has second, another untapped land, Culinary does just kill it.
Yep.
Oh boy, we both discarded 3 cards, so a land can kill a permanent. You got it? Oh, look at that. Oh, we just want this guy instead.
Yeah, that seems pretty good here.
Yeah, absolutely. Are we kicked into the roiling again?
Oh my god.
Is this the point in the world we're in? Yet again?
If it happens again, I'm going to be upset.
He has to negate the counter and on the way back down at least this time.
That's amazing.
We're not kicked into the roiling it twice.
No.
Only
Don't
once.
you do it. No.
It's happening.
Stop.
Oh, I heard it. Chucky definitely said that it was happening.
Bad, Chucky. Put the lands back down.
Into the royal. And now the colonnade doesn't kill the Ajani.
Nope.
Good magic. what we got here? Serum missions, eh? What was this? What are these?
So does he just go for the Gideon again here?
I think you're kind of forced into it. I don't know, man.
He drew another untapped land.
Okay, so now we can get in with 2 mana up to potentially interact with the negate that Chucky has.
But we know he doesn't have a counterspell.
Yeah, because he would have countered the Ajani and that giant counter war that they made. Well, what you gonna do over here, AJ? What's the plan?
He has a Cryptic Command. He's
Oh,
probably
is it
got a
pass?
Cryptic on end of turn to bounce the Johnny.
Yeah.
Seems like the most logical play here.
Oh, another negate.
Oh, good.
Oh, tap that land out.
I was worried that a spell was going to resolve.
But one did. Actually, a few of them have by now.
Well, you know what I mean.
All on Chucky's side. The only spells that have resolved on Chucky's side.
Chucky's hand is negate, spell snare, Cryptic Command.
I think the only lands that are the only cards that are going to continue to have resolved for the rest of this game now. On Chucky's side.
Oh, thank you. You're not biased at all.
Not biased at all. Alright, no, negate that cryptic. Get that out of here. We're not interested in that.
You're just like, yeah, man.
Cool.
You did it.
What we got? Oh, another land, eh?
No, it's also Colonnade.
More colonnades. So, like, notably here, Chucky can't interact with a colonnade. So, like, the colonnades can just start, like, cramming if he just got nothing to do. And I think that's what he's looking at here.
Yeah, and he will be able to next turn block with the Colonnade, but this turn I'm pretty sure that the Colonnade will just get through.
Mm-hmm. I think AJ, though, has Snapcaster Mage, so I think he might be trying to set up the, like, Snapcaster Cryptic here, which will run into yet another of Chucky's assorted counter magic.
Yeah. It's Counters Control.
Counters Control.
It's like Counters Company, only instead of win quickly.
Counter Company doesn't win quickly. Like, ever.
Counters Company doesn't win. Alright, Snapcast Mage.
Oh, and I'll get that guy out of here.
Uh-huh. Tell me more. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, what about another Snapcaster in response, eh?
Uh-huh.
What? I don't even know what this one's doing.
Dude, I don't...
Oh, there's a negate. So now the first one doesn't do anything.
Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, my God.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. My computer just restarted.
Alright, so we have no Twitch chat.
Yeah, we don't have the Twitch chat anymore.
That's sad. My phone's dead as well. So,
Oh, okay, I can try to pull it up.
Okay.
I can get back on it. We gotta talk to our lovely viewers. Who are somehow sticking with us for this. How are you guys still here? I don't know how I'm still here.
Is he just Cryptic Commanding, tap the team down, draw a card? But the Colonnade.
Yeah, the colonnades still come up.
But why, though?
Because he wants to Armageddon him.
I get that. But the Colonnades.
But
My Armageddon.
you gotta Armageddon him.
He has the path and the nut and the gate.
Are we gonna Armageddon? Yes! Yes! Yes!
And Chucky was like, are you just gonna concede him on Armageddon next turn? And AJ's like, I mean, I got like 2 Snapcasters, man. You don't got me yet.
Oh my gosh. This is everything I want in Magic the Gathering. Get those lands. Get them out of here. Alright, get rid of these Snapcaster Mages. Leave them with no permanence. What are you doing for like 100 mana? Oh, Gideon Jure, eh? Assassinate that boy.
AJ just looks at his hand for a minute. Yeah.
Oh, I've got one of those too. Hey, get those tiny dice out of here. Oh, sorry, it looked like he had tiny dice. I don't know why.
Right side? This match is gonna end up actually ending at a reasonable hour.
Yes. Assassinate, eh?
Oh boy. Alright.
Island. Found. I think he's well on his way to winning this game.
Yeah. Like, he has 1 island, he has 1 creature. Chucky's basically dead.
Yeah. How can Chucky win from this position?
I don't think he can.
All right. Well, I'm taking a look at the graveyard, eh? What's in there? Lynn? That's making him a boy. Coming in hot, eh?
Okay, so he's just gotta get in there for 10.
Get his mount out of here. Sure. 10, you boy. All right. Cool.
Alright, AJ just lost his
His life point lead. All right. We're behind on all fronts now. Oh no, I think AJ might be ahead on hand size.
Yes.
Get him. What are we targeting? Oh, doesn't matter, eh?
Alright. So I'm gonna go and get in there and try to see who we get in the final one, and I'll be back in a second. I'll leave
Alright.
you to talk to the people.
So that was a good time.
So, like, whoever thinks they can play the quickest match against Control should go. Jesus Christ.
So we're gonna be playing one more match here, and it's either going to be Death and Taxes, Counters Company, or Infect. I believe are the 3 different decks that we have to play against it. Do we know which one we're going to be playing against?
We're gonna have a mystery.
Okay. Someone. Hopefully it's nice and quick.
Oh my god.
So, opinions.
Uh-huh.
No. What are your opinions?
On that match?
Yeah, man.
I don't think that it can finish in a sanctioned event.
Oh, that's fair. I think they played 2 rounds.
I think that no. Who won game 1? Chucky? I think
Yeah.
Chucky will have won that match.
Yeah, Jacob would have won the match. 1-0.
Yeah, he won game 1, so he won the match. But
All right.
aside from that, if I were judging an event in like round 1, if the topic was literally just a perfect split of Jeskai Control and Blue-White Control, I think I may just look at the TO and be like,
Can we all just
No.
go home?
I just like take my judge shirt off,
Take your judge shirt off. Just
hand it to him,
leave.
just leave. I'd lose my my judge thingamajig, but it's fine.
This is taking a sweet time, by the way.
This update faster than the Blue-White Control mirror match. I mean the Blue-White X Control matchup.
That's fair. And I don't even know if I'm getting any updates on here. Because boy, my phone's great. I guess I'll just hope.
It's better than my phone.
But in the being alive sense?
Every sense, really. Until I get my phone in the mail, my other phone in the mail.
Is that ever gonna happen? It might happen in about maybe slightly faster than your Infernal Tutors.
Alright, so we're gonna have a quick story time while Alex is getting ready. I ordered a playset of Japanese whiteboarded Infernal Tutors from Europe, and it took approximately almost a year to get them. And I kept having to find people to bum Infernal Tutors off of to play Legacy events. And they're like, the thing, you have all the other stuff for the deck, why don't you have the Infernal Tutors yet? And I was like, I have ordered them. And it got to the point that no one believed that I had ordered them. Because what takes a year to deliver, aside from my Infernal Tutors? And it took me a while to get Hellbent as the answer.
Yeah. You just kept drawing cards.
I kept drawing.
You have to draw one every turn.
Yeah.
Alright. So, how does this matchup generally look?
Favored for Jeskai.
That's fair.
But it's one of those where it's like Jeskai can actually close out quickly.
Yeah. Because, most of what Counters Company is doing is just oh, look at all my joke cards.
Yeah. That being said,
Do we know what list of Counters Company Alex is on? Is he on Bant? Is he on Abzan?
I believe he's on Abzan.
Okay, so he's on, the double combo.
Did you save the sideboards, or did you just create a...
It was on my drive.
Okay.
So if it ever comes up, I'll be able to access it.
I got really excited because it looked like it was done, but...
Oh, it's going pretty quick.
Oh! Ooh.
It's like the racks in play. We're just taking a ton of damage every turn.
Yep. Alright. I think that Alex wants to win the die roll pretty hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, I don't like the Counters Company list just because, like, yes, Modern is a format that rewards going all in, but, like, boy, is Counter Company actually kind of brittle.
That's why I like the Bant variant a little bit more, because it has the ability to play, like, the longer game and
Yeah.
kind of interact with your opponent a little bit more. I'm trying to see if we're getting any discussion here.
I don't. If we're getting in discussion right now, we're missing it because our computer that we use to keep up with the Twitch chat has just decided to be wonderful with its Windows 10ness and just update without giving us any
warning?
It just did it.
Anything at all. Okay, man. I think I need an update right now.
I heard you like functional OSs that don't disrupt what you're doing in your daily life.
Nah.
I'm not one of those things. Alex is having a real hard time shuffling.
It's Alex. We're like, who can play the quickest match? And then we had the person that will take the next 10 minutes to shuffle his deck.
Well, I mean, like, he's like kind of like almost dropping his deck when he's shuffling.
Yeah. Remind Alex that he's blind and he has to listen to the cards.
I'll remind him of that after the match.
Alright. Scry. Scry on the bottom. Keep it on top. What we got?
Alright.
Land some assorted mana idiot.
Yep, Noble Hierarch.
Cool.
Alright.
Zero Visions here. No turn 1 interaction, at least right now, for a Noble Hierarch, which means Alex might be able to get a couple things in play.
And it looks like, I think he has the Devoted Druid in hand as well.
Yes, there's a Devoted Druid. Can't get a great look at what the other cards are. I know he has like Windswept Heath, but just not able to really get a good look at the rest of it.
Yeah.
You got the fetch to follow up the old Serum Visions here, right?
Beautiful.
There's the Devoted Druid. Holding a fetch land up. Path to Exile, gonna take the Devoted Druid out.
Yep.
There's another Devoted Druid left over in Alex's hand, it looks like. He's gonna go ahead and fetch now. Not really holding anything up, it looks like. Oh.
It's trying.
We're almost there. We're almost back to the computer, boys.
Whew. Alright. So...
Sorry for the moment of silence, but
like, I don't know. We might have like an After Dark stream where we put the like mic in there with them. Cause boy is it interesting what they have to say during
it's
the
like
matches.
magical, man. Oh man, being able to hear what they're saying is just sometimes the best thing.
So
Alex also has a Vizier. Can't get a great look.
Yep.
We're all not great at having our hands like visible.
Yeah. Hey man, my hand was pretty visible with Affinity.
Yeah,
It was
you
on the
put it
board.
in play.
Yeah.
Bolt that, land. Got a couple past exiles left over.
Alex just. Yep. Okay.
That's not the That's not the Devoted Druid. That one's the Devoted Druid.
Oh my god! And Chucky just like, yeah, no.
Pass that one too.
That one too.
Get it out of here. All right, we'll fetch
just like,
again.
yeah, man, we're gonna just fetch, just do it.
Alex, you're doing a whole lot of nothing. What's going on? It's like your opponent understands how his cards work.
It's like your opponent has the minimal amount of removal.
Minimal.
Minimal, just a minimal amount.
Oh, look, some assorted expedition, eh?
Yep.
Real easy to see what that one is. Probably Overground Tomb?
Yeah, man.
That doesn't look like Overground. Is that Overground Tomb?
I think that's Temple Garden.
Okay. I think you'd want an extra black source here.
Well, black cards does he play main board?
Like exactly Viserys here.
Then he's good.
I guess that's fair. There's an assorted expedition again.
That's a Horizon Canopy.
That's a canopy. All right. Kitchen stinky boy. I was just like, oh, another path exile, eh?
Yeah, man. I am playing Tribal Path Exile.
Like, jeez. You don't get to do anything. Oh, look, it's opening my windows back up.
That's amazing. It's gonna try.
I'm a sweetheart.
So like, what even is Alex's like? How likely is Alex even to win, or even to do anything at this point? In the game? Like Chucky, what has to have nothing
For the rest of the game?
Like a good, he has to resolve a good collect company basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, he's just gonna cast Serum Visions.
Computer, back. Alright. No, the Chancellor is back.
Yep. Chucky gained a lot of free information here with the scries and being able to better set up what he's drawing and just further putting the nail in the coffin of this match.
So Alex here passing with a good 7-mana up. Oh man, where'd this one come from? Could have never guessed.
Yep, and there's Chucky's 4-drop. Now,
But now,
Alex could theoretically untap and win.
so he picks Collector Company up. Cast Collector Company. What's he getting?
Alright,
Duskwatch Recruiter, Devoted Druid. Okay.
okay. So, if Chucky has board wipe here, then they're back to...
Back to Chucky not even being possible to lose. What we got? Some sort of removal spell for that
I
Devoted
imagine
Druid?
it's Lightning Helix for the Devoted
Yep.
Druid.
Answer that. Gain some life.
Nope, he gains no life.
Oh, because he can put 2 counters on
Yep.
response.
They're just chatting over how that interaction
Yeah,
works.
it's kind of a weird effect, but yeah, you can just constantly do it.
Alright, and here's his Gideon.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Actually, Alex might be able to pull himself back into this because it appears that Chucky's hand is pretty medium right now.
Yeah, and Alex now gets to start disactivating Duskwatch Recruiter is just a value card.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin being activated here with the ability to hold Duskwatch up. Gideon's going to go down to 1.
Yep. And I think Alex should just yep. Upkeep trigger in the stack. He's gonna activate the thing.
What's he got? A little bit of nothing, eh? 2 Collector Companies?
Okay, so he just whiffed. That's not great for him.
And he put companies on the bottom.
That's really not great for him. I think that his play was good.
Yeah, it was definitely the play you were supposed to make, but boy, it did not work out for him.
Yeah. It kind of feels like how this entire game's gone for him. Like, your plays have been fun.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not doing anything.
Gideon Emblem. Okay. Is he out a Snapcaster Mage for the Cryptic Command or removal spell in hand? So, like, if Alex just attacks Gideon, Chucky can snap Path.
But, so, my big issue here is that I kind of like just snap Pathing or Helixing, kill one of the creatures, and then upticking the Gideon on the other.
I liked it a little bit better than the Emblem. Chucky actually just letting the Gideon die.
So, I can assume he has another Gideon in hand or something?
I would assume that's what's going on.
Okay,
Choose Revelation for 3.
Okay. So, he's just letting the Gideon take that bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to set up when he plays the Gideon Jura, keeping him alive. I suppose it makes sense.
I understand where he's coming from with it, but I think it's just like a little bit of a risk that he didn't need to take there.
Worth noting, Alex is going to get to look through 6 cards to find
2 more creatures.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm not just a lot of what's going on right now is just Alex playing like medium quality creatures.
Yeah.
Activate Township instead. Actually, gonna go ahead and go for the Grow.
Okay. So since Chucky's not wrathing the board, he's trying to, instead of trying to play the value game, he's trying to play the game of I want to pressure you as quickly as possible.
I understand where you're coming from with it. It's kind of interesting. The other recruiter will be flipping here. Yep, there we go.
So he's not activating at all in response, which I think that you should activate at least once.
I understand. like from the vacuum why he's doing that, but yeah, it is a little awkward there, especially with just how much mana he has access to.
Yeah.
He's almost a double Gavany. Yep, tap team, draw a card.
Yep, that's pretty easy to predict. It's gonna happen. Oh my god.
Oh boy, I think twice. Yep, and then Chucky casts 2 spells, so all those guys will turn back into Duskwatch Recruiters.
Yep. So, Alex just playing all these Duskwatch Recruiters. I feel like this isn't how the deck normally draws.
One of those recruiters only has 1 counter on it. It came in a turn after the other two. The other two got a counter once. So yeah, one of the Duskwatch Recruiters should be on 2 counters, one should be on 1 counter, the other should be on 3 counters. Yeah, I think he just fixed it. Yep,
Okay.
they just realized it.
Okay, they fix it, so I don't have to go in there.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Okay.
Picked up a Walking Ballista there, which is actually pretty decent, just with the situation of Alex having 100 mana.
So it's actually pretty interesting, because at this point, all of Alex's creatures are at the same size as Chucky's Celestial Colonnades.
Mm-hmm.
And with one activation of Gavany, the Colonnade doesn't kill any of them. So
It's really fun. Mana discounts with a card like Walking Ballista.
yeah, you can play that Walking Ballista on a lot here. I think that he should try to attack first.
Oh yeah,
Because,
not get Cryptic.
Cryptic
There's
kept
the
the team
Cryptic.
down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can cast a Ballista on 6 counters here, or he can just keep holding it.
I think you do it on 4 counters by tapping 5 lands and keep the Gavany up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like what he's doing there. I believe that's on 5. No, it's on 4. Okay.
Yeah, it's on 4. Which is it's pretty good here.
Those who might not know, interaction between cost reducers and X costs does work the favorable way you might think it does.
Mm-hmm.
Little off the board there.
Alex is flipping his Duskwatch Recruiters every turn.
The fun dance.
Flip cards with counters. How do you feel about that?
Whew. That's the only thing Moto's good for.
I'm sure it spazzes out sometimes. It's just like, whoops, we put a counter on your library.
Oh, how'd that exiled card go to your command zone accidentally?
Oh, Moto.
Magic Online has no problems.
It has many problems.
No problems.
Yeah.
Quick, eh? Quick game?
Quicker.
We should have just had you go in there again.
I mean, yeah. I mean, on the bright side, from the side of like what we're doing, there's stuff to talk about here.
Oh yeah, there is.
Is there Supreme Version Graveyard? Okay,
There's not.
Okay, that's fine.
Pass to exile target something. I don't know what we're targeting.
Probably the Ballista.
Okay, so he takes 5 in response. Yep, Pig snap, and then Pig took his face for 4.
Yep.
Is this a game that Alex is gonna win?
It sure does look like it.
That's really surprising. For first time in a while, Duskwatches, stay on their side.
Oh man.
Do not have to flip.
Alright.
Attempt to go to combat, Snapcaster Cryptic Command.
Chucky just buying time.
Yeah, he's got to find a Gideon Jura or a Supreme Verdict or something similar and just not die.
How many activations does Alex possibly have access
Alex has access to 10 mana right now. Is that a voice of resurgence there?
Yeah.
So he has some Supreme Verdict
protection?
insurance.
It's not the best, but
It's a 2/2 because of the township activation.
Yeah. And Alex is going to get to dig 6 cards deep for creatures this turn.
It looks like he's feeding the minions sliced cheese with the sleeves that he's playing with. It's a comment.
That shirt is an abomination. I want to know what company made that shirt so that I may, I don't know.
Do you think they're
boycott that company.
Despicable?
I just felt my brain try to shut down.
Oh, you watched that mirror match and it wasn't already gone?
Not quite, but like it didn't give me that like sharp pain, you know, that sharp like, boy, I wish I wasn't hearing that right now pain.
That's fair.
Alright, so Alex creatures are big.
They're big bigs.
Is this why they call it Counters Company?
I don't think this is necessarily the reason, but it's the way that works. Now we're at the situation too, like Cryptic Command makes another giant man.
Yeah, like Alex is making a bunch of giant men that also make other giant men.
Trigger. Alright, do we have the... Michael has voice tokens. Yep, tap all my guys. There we go.
Alright, so Alex's board is just friggin' huge.
Big mans. Birds of Paradise. Bigger mans.
And Chucky just still has yet to see a Supreme Verdict.
Is this a verdict? I was counting his library earlier to see how many are, how unlikely this is at this point. He's playing 2 in his main deck?
Yeah.
He has to think twice. We'll flash that back.
So he's trying to figure out what his best out here to not dying is.
It's Supreme Verdict. Let me make that one easier. Flashback. What we got? Mountain.
Mountain, is that the card that Chucky's looking for here?
I think it was.
You think it was? Okay.
Yeah. Mountain makes his Tears of Volokut deal an extra damage.
It's if he controls a mountain?
Tears of Volokut is deal X damage, or X is the amount of mountains you control to target creature.
Uh-huh.
For 2 red.
Uh-huh. So Alex is laying out exactly what Chucky needs to have to live here.
Without just Verdict, and it's like 100 million things that he doesn't have.
So he can play the Gideon, uptick the Gideon to fog something. Then it fogs another thing, because the Gideon has to die. Then he blocks 2 things. The smallest he can take is 3, 4, 5. I think Chucky can live with the Gideon.
Yeah, there are 2 8/8s which are going to become 9/9s.
So he fogs one of the elementals. He blocks one of the elementals. He blocks the Eternal Witness.
Okay.
The other one of the other creatures has to go at the Gideon. Then he takes. Never mind.
Well, at the end of this turn, because Alex's guys are already gigantic, Alex just go like activate recruiter.
No, I can just kind of do it again.
He's just making his men. Okay.
Well, it makes like his creatures, like his birds and stuff. Just yeah. So Chucky's top card was the Supreme Verdict, which probably won't have gotten the game.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
So Alex won that game. How does that make you feel? Because I don't think Alex should have won that game.
Nope.
Not to discredit Alex. I think Alex played that correctly. And I think he started going in on the Gravity Township right at the right time. But boy, were Chucky's draws just. He kept drawing and drawing and drawing. He was like, what if I find my Supreme Verdict? You can't win then. And then he didn't find it.
the story of tonight in general. This is the story of tonight in general, man. Okay, what are in these idiot sideboards? From Chucky,
Probably brings in the Is It Staticaster.
Staticaster, Disdainful Stroke, at least one copy.
So that's nah. Relic of Progenitus probably. Engineer Explosives, yeah.
He's bringing in his Dispel. So it looks like he's bringing in Click, Engineered Explosive, Double Dispel.
Yep.
So here's a question.
What's that?
Every single game, Chucky has brought Click in. Why is that card just not in his main deck?
There are matchups where it's bad.
What ones?
It's very medium against Death Shadow. It's very not that great against Burn.
So wouldn't you rather side that card out in those two matchups rather than side it in every other matchup?
Look, man, I don't know.
I mean, it's probably not good against humans.
Is anything? When is good against humans? Is humans even a real deck? Is Collins Bolin even real?
No, he's fake. He played Drake Haven at GP Atlanta.
I think it's just because there aren't enough humans to play a treble human deck.
It's fair.
He just like was angrily looking at Gatherer, typing in humans, and he was like, there aren't enough humans. And then he was like, but my Drakes. I'll play my Drakes, and I'll win.
It's from Alex's side. Did we see what he was bringing in? Look what he was bringing in is Burdened Forge Tender, the Selfless Spirit more than likely, Tide Hall Scholars, and Tireless Tracker.
Yeah, that is pretty sure that's what he brought in.
You bring in Farika.
That card
God of Affliction.
That card is spicy. Can we pull that card up real quick? Because I want to read.
You don't remember the flavor, the text?
Just pull it up.
1 green, black, 5.
Okay. Indestructible.
Green, black, Devotion. It has Death Touch. Pay a green and a black. Exile target card from a player's graveyard. Does it specify creature? Creature. It's creature card. That player gets a 1/1 Death Touch green, black enchantment snake.
Yeah. Enchanting. Afrika's a card that was printed in a Magic the Gathering set once that does things.
It was very playable during that whole standard format.
Was it?
Yes, every green black deck played at least one.
Oh my god, you're right.
Because it countered Whip of Erebus decks.
Are you for real?
Yeah, man. Also, Farika, the snakes are enchantments, so in green black Constellation, exiling your own card from graveyards triggers your Constellation.
Yeah. It's a nice consolation prize for playing that card.
Yeah, man.
You just realized.
Yeah, there's slices of cheese that he's feeding the minion. That's what somebody said in the chat.
Alright. So, do you think Alex is gonna get there again in game 2?
Dude, I don't know. I just want to go home.
I think that Chucky's gonna get here in this game because he is on the play. But I think that Alex might be able to pull off this match.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think Alex actually has the ability to take this match.
Well, actually, wait, no, we're not countering in one fact right now.
What?
Chucky is currently 2-2, which means he's guaranteed to lose.
Yeah, he's guaranteed to lose. He can't go positive.
Yeah.
Who do you think he is?
Technically speaking, like, he's not even 2-2. He's 2-1-1, if we're being real.
Yeah,
here.
because he definitely... Well, he's not 2-1-1. He's 1-2-1.
Yeah, 1-2-1, I mean.
Because there's no way he actually finished his game. I don't know. See your missions there? AJ won game 2. But then he got Armageddon in game 3. Burrington Forge Tender. So what do you think about bringing that in against Jeskai? Like, Jeskai Control probably actually doesn't play Anger of the Gods?
It doesn't, but at the same time it can negate a Lightning Bolt, Lightning Helix. Like, it's... Yeah.
Yeah, just... Does Chucky still gain the life?
Gain protection. Oh, is it
no,
prevent
it's
damage?
prevent all damage.
Prevent all damage, yeah, okay.
So, nope. Can we go infinite? Am I allowed to do this? Hey, you should pass that guy. Make 2 mana. Yep.
Float 2, let it get past. It's cracked here. Yep. Chucky just not knowing how Devoted Druid works at all.
It's a weird card. V3X Gambit. Welcome to the stream.
Thank you for joining us, Gambit, and good job in getting there.
All right. The Scrub Club.
No. We'll save that for you. Smashing. All right. So
And a
Alex has
second
his,
path for the Walking Ballista there.
and Alex just has his super threatening Vizier.
It's gone.
Oh, that yeah.
You had it.
Dead.
Do they play Revelark?
No. At least not standard list, but I wouldn't put it past Alex.
Yeah. Alex likes his weirdo cards.
What does it even get back? Yeah, Burrington Register. Ooh.
Ooh,
you got
man.
him.
1/1 with some protection.
You have him on a 7-turn clock.
Look
6-turn
at that.
clock. He cracked a fetch.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a Horizon Canopy in there. He can find some more action. Do some more nothing.
I'm getting the feel that like from our stream thus far, we're not really like giving a lot of like compliments to Chucky's deck.
Chucky?
Chucky's deck as a whole.
I don't know, man. This is some control deck. He has like cards that kill other cards, and then cards that say other cards that can't happen, and then like I don't know, a Gideon or something. 'Cause that's all they do.
So like,
Here's my Gideon.
I wish the
Do I
top was still
win?
legal in Legacy, so that way we could have a Legacy stream, and me and you could commentate on just
I would rather
top
die.
miracles. The end of turn, he activated his top. Okay.
He did it again. Look at him.
Okay. Nope, none of that. Alright. Alex has a fearsome 1/1 as his only creature in play.
He's coming in hot, man.
He has access to a lot of mana.
Is that the Temple Guard and not the Canopy? Was I wrong on that one? Vasira Seer added to the fray.
Oh man, that just doubled his clock.
Clock doubled.
So Alex just commenting that he is out of fetchables.
And he has a
His
fetch
deck.
line in hand.
Probably.
No, he has a Windstorm Teeth because he almost put it in the graveyard and it's like,
Yeah.
oh wait, can't do that. Oh, Corey tried to make someone a mod. Instead, he blocked them.
Thank you, Gambit, for getting there out of the group. Okay.
Oh no, I'm absolutely sure that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Electrolyze.
Oh boy. Alex sacking it to scry one. Chucky still gets to draw the card because
Yep.
one target's still legal.
Take that damage, Alex. Yeah, thank you, Chucky. Show him who's boss.
You did nothing, Gambit. We were joking about how you deleted the comment on accident or on purpose. I don't know.
It
Corey's
said
a
it was on
mysterious man.
purpose.
Beautiful. Please start copy pasting message. Delete it.
Just copy past the hit.
Yeah, can we make that new copy pasta? Just everyone copy pasta and message delete it. That'd be great. Much appreciated.
I mean, we don't have a clue in the fray.
Yeah, thanks. I looked away for a second. I was a little clueless when I came back.
Get that out of there. So, what's Chucky have left over right now? Nathaniel deleted. You're
Rude.
gone. No, you've been deleted.
That's just rude.
He keeps talking anyways.
I have protection.
Protection from what?
Everything. Alright. So, Chucky thinking.
Gideon dead.
Okay.
All right. Do nothing. Cool.
Is this gonna be another game where just Chucky just doesn't do anything again, and Alex wins?
I sure love nothing. Birds of Paradise. Cram. Continue to do nothing.
Nothing as protection.
Sphinx's Revelation. In response, collected company because it's the only time we'll be able to resolve this spell. I don't know, put some recurring idiots in play.
That's the best possible thing you can have against the
Yeah.
Well, no, the voice dies before the Supreme Verdict would resolve.
To what?
Hmm?
Oh, because the engineer explosives.
Yeah.
Chaka picked up a bunch of cards there, so I'm going to imagine he's probably in a pretty good position here. He has Path to Exile.
Cryptic Command.
Yeah, just look all my things. What are you pathing? Tireless Tracker here? Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. He doesn't really care about the
voice all that
the
much?
voice, yeah. He's just gonna snap past the voice. Or not.
So I think what he's doing is he's going to crack the engineer explosives first, maybe? Or no, he's just tapping his lands differently. Okay. So yeah, snap past target the Kitchen Finks and response collect company, which will probably be met by this cryptic command. It looks like he's actually going to okay.
Same in the Cryptic Command.
Legend not X equals 1, and then this way he's still able to activate the
No.
engineer explosives.
Yeah.
In a couple turns. Cram, block, cool, guy.
Alright. Here are my guys.
Here are my men.
Oh look, I have another man. He flies.
Caw.
Caw caw. I'm a bird.
What you got there, Chucky? Is it cards that are better than Birds of Paradise? Chat's going off.
Good. Good.
What you got there, Chucky? Oh, a Gideon, eh?
That bottom comment fucking got me.
What was it?
The fact that our man Corey copy pasted message deleted.
Oh, yeah, he deleted his own message.
Flawless stream.
So, okay, Gideon just made a emblem, cryptic, tap the guys. Alex, does he have any cards in hand? Man, I hate the people playing with black sleeves. Alright, wonder what it is then. Red for 4, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, okay. Alright, game 3. Alex got me on the play. And we'll see who's gonna get there, TM. And at this point, I do think that Alex has a good shot. All facts considered, he's got me on the play, so he can get out. If he has one of his starts that allows him to go off pretty quickly, he might be able to just squeak in before Chucky can really start to gain control of this.
There's also just the possibility of like Alex's hand being like Mana Dork and a Druid Vizier, which is the hand I had against against control ones. And if their interaction is spell based instead of board based, then they actually do lose to that hand.
Yeah. Boop 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 boop. All right.
So yeah, just interested to see how this game goes ahead and finishes up.
Yep. Alright. So, alright, we've joked around a lot about how this deck is pretty slow.
Oh, absolutely.
And all facts considered. But how do you actually feel about this deck right now after seeing a function a little bit?
So the matches that we've played of decks that are generally decks that Chucky would actually sit down across from in a larger event, I think this is the only one other than Affinity. On average, I feel like Chucky would have a good matchup against Affinity, and I feel like this is a good matchup as well. And Affinity has been the most popular deck because it's just the best of the aggro decks right now, and that makes it very appealing to a lot of players. And then Counter's Company, there's a lot of people that just like to play with Collected Company, no matter what way there is, no matter how good it might be, players want to play with Collected Company in Modern. So if these are two decks people are bringing to the table, Jeskai Control definitely seems very strong. It also seems very strong if people are trying to play the other blue-white decks, because Jeskai generally seems to have a little bit of a hedge in those matchups, because it's able to close its game a little bit better than any of the other blue-white control decks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be playing Jeskai if I'm expecting a bunch of people to be playing Eldrazi's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be playing Jeskai if I expect people to be playing with Death Shadow. I feel like Jeskai Control has a slightly worse matchup.
No, Jeskai has a better matchup.
Is it better than the blue-white matchup?
Yes. It's actually almost unwinnable from Death Shadow.
Okay.
Because them having access to burn spells in addition to their board wipes, the way that Death Shadow beats blue-white control is they get out a quick Death Shadow and they jam in quickly, but if you go down really low against Jeskai Control, then they can all of a sudden also just burn you.
Okay. That does make sense thinking about it. Okay.
Basically, you don't want to be playing this deck if people are playing big mana decks. Big mana decks are the thing that always has given control that fits historically in Modern. So that is what you're trying to avoid. And Alex just playing all of his 1-drops.
Look at my 1 guys.
And his board just looking very unimpressive.
Very
right now.
medium. There is a Court of Calling in his hand, along with a Kitchen Finks. So next turn he could go for the Kitchen Finks plus Vizier and go to Infinite Life if Chucky has no interaction.
Yeah, which the Infinite Life will... So, if Alex goes to Infinite Life, Chucky's only way of winning is to play a Gideon.
And then just control the board for the rest of the game and deck him.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
I feel like Alex is a reasonable human being that would concede at some point.
I don't know if that's true.
I think Alex is a reasonable human being who wants to get home at an hour tonight.
Okay, there's the real answer. I'm interested in that over saving it with the Burrington with the way that his hand is lined up right now.
Yeah. I think that right now you want to try to save up the ability to actually do something. Because right now you're not really doing anything.
Oh, look at my 1/1. Yeah, there's Kitchen Finks. Kitchen Finks will be met by a Logic Knot. X equals 2.
Yep, and Alex just sitting here looking at a 0/1 that taps for mana and a 1/1.
Pro red though.
Pro red.
Not dying to any burn spells today.
And
bang. Is this okay? Can I have a bliss here? Oh no? Alright.
Can't have that. Draw a card. Alright. So Chucky firmly in the driver's seat.
Oh, absolutely.
Alex is not winning this game.
Your versions, eh? Oh, what are these? Don't want any of these? Oh, take that one. Won ya. Can I have this guy? Ooh, guy resolved. Doesn't matter.
He resolved it, but he did not have the land. Oh, he gets to get the land now.
Yeah, he gets the land now.
Unfortunately, due to it being a removal spell, he's still left clueless is what's happening.
That is pretty disappointing in this situation here.
Yeah.
Chucky finally hitting his 6th land drop, eh? Missed the land a couple turns in a row there.
Yep. Doesn't even matter, though.
I don't think anything matters right now, man.
Yeah, so... I don't know, I think... Modern Control has always just been kind of like... I don't know. It's less interesting than normal Control.
The Modern Control just has to be like, answer everything all the time. I can't play any other type of game.
Yeah. That's why I just really prefer, like... Standard Control decks are just very interesting.
Because there's actually a point in time where you're like, oh look, I have a win condition. And then your opponent's like, man, I can't ever beat the Scarab God. I guess I lose.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, hey man, my opponent at the GP almost beat my Scarab God if he didn't try to Torrential Gear Hulk my Froskus Contempt.
Premium memeing. Two clues.
Right, two
There's
clues.
no interaction here because the first clue, or the second clue is resolving in response to the fetch. So Chucky is on all spell-based interaction, it looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll draw from one clue getting cracked. Then untap, draw for turn.
Yep. So. Okay.
We're just going. Yeah, this definitely looks like the type of game that Alex will probably be able to win.
Yeah, it feels like that.
Chucky's down to 5.
Also, Alex had no effects there, which is kind of interesting to me.
I like just going ahead and saying this is a turn two turn clock either way.
Yeah.
End of turn, I do like you want to pop the clue and then Gabony Township, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Company, okay. So Company forces a little bit of interaction from Chucky and tries to get some of the cards out of his side of the hand.
Yep.
And here he still just has the lethal. And Cryptic has to tap.
Yep, and that's fine.
I think you have enough mana to where you probably just want to use the Birds of Paradise to crack a clue in response.
Yeah, I think that's correct. But oh well. See what Chucky ends up doing here. He really needs to find once again a Supreme Verdict, or at the very minimum a Path to Exile here.
Yeah, it's just anything to be able to interact with the board in literally any way.
I
Just gonna
don't.
go ahead and do nothing.
I like.
Oh, okay.
I don't like doing literally nothing.
Seems bad.
Seems incorrect.
Attack with my guys. Okay, Rev for 6.
6.
Alex goes to 11, or Chucky will go to 11 from this. He's currently taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If a township gets activated. Oh, 9 if a township gets activated.
Yeah.
So if he activated township at the end of last turn and attacked with Birds of Paradise, Alex had lethal through the Sixth Revelation.
Yep. But instead, it looks like Chucky's going to be pull this one out.
Yeah, because now he's almost guaranteed to find the Supreme Verdict. But Alex still has a pretty full grip with like a Collected Company and other cards in hand.
He will, but at the same time, like Chucky's most likely going to have counter spells plus the Supreme Verdict with all these draws.
Down to 4. And yeah, just the way Alex is playing this game, just I honestly think it's just oblivious to how his lands work.
Yes. That is correct. Yeah. I agree with you there. It was definitely a misstep on his part to just not do anything.
Even just like Path to Exile here is pretty good enough because now Alex is back to look at my 1/1.
Yeah, because he because he missed the activation of the Gavany Township there. His creatures are just these very, very small creatures that just aren't really putting on any threat. And Chucky now can put himself in his position to stabilize, where I think that if Alex had gotten the additional damage or had his creature a little bit bigger, he wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, because he would just be dead. Because I think Chucky didn't have anything really to do other than that Sphinx's Revelation. So Chucky would have had a Sphinx's Revelation for a lower amount to attempt to interact on the board.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the way that the game unfolded in that sense just led to Alex being very far behind and the spell for the Court of Calling end of turn.
Yep.
Why is the Burrington force?
He minus the Gideon targeting the Burrington.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So Alex does have a draw step or two here. Well, he has one draw from the clue, one draw for turn, and then he can crack another clue. He does have ways to get into this game still.
Okay.
Scavenging Ooze is not it.
Scavenging Ooze can be pretty okay.
It can be okay, but at the same time, yeah. Like, Snapcaster Mage is now a dead card. And even with that case, though, there's still plenty of good things that Chucky has access to. And the Gideon will buy him at least one turn cycle
Mm-hmm.
to continue to go if he doesn't have some.
But Chucky does have access to like multiple colonnades, and he's getting close to the mana to be able to even use multiple in the same turn.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that really does matter here is the Scavenging Ooze can get really large if Alex wants to eat his own graveyard, and otherwise now Snapcaster Mage is just a blanked card.
Yeah. He does need to activate that township on an turn, though.
I don't know, he just might not know it exists.
That's entirely a possibility. He just kind of forgets that Gavany Township is a.
He also just forgets that his opponent doesn't have permanence. Something Alex has done before.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's doing it. I'm so proud of him.
Okay, Chucky's responding.
Is it think twice in response?
Is he casting a Snapcaster Mage? Because Alex still has a mana open.
Yeah.
Does he have two Snapcaster Mages?
What are we targeting here?
I mean, like, there's nothing that's particularly amazing. He could Sphinx's Rep for some amount.
Yeah, I guess he could.
But yeah, no, for sure. Alex still has a chance in this match. Like, he's nowhere near out of it. Chucky's still at 2 life.
Yeah.
And Alex does play Ballista in his deck. He needs to play really carefully from this point out, as you've said.
Yep, target path. He'll attempt to eat in response.
Okay.
Eat resolves. Yep.
Okay, so
the only thing I don't like about that is it completely taps him out. And well, I guess there's not really any fear of tapping out completely here to what Alex has. He now has 2 blockers for the ground. Gavany finally, the activation of the Gavany resolves, and Gideon Jura is being attacked this turn. So Alex isn't able to kill Chucky in any way because he doesn't have enough mana to just throw a Walking Ballista, because he only has access to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
he can only
10.
do it for 5.
Yeah, so you can only put him down to 1. There's another voice. Everyone comes in at Gideon. Yep, just chump blocks. Gideon should take 1.
Yep.
I think if you're activating Township at all, you should be doing it right there.
Most likely so. I also think he should have cracked that clue.
Yeah. Assassinate target the Scavenging Ooze.
Okay, so he's holding up. He's going to try to Scavenging Ooze in response to eat all the relevant spells in Chucky's.
Yeah, so probably every Cryptic Command, every Past Exile if he can.
So he needs to do the.
Okay. He's just going to be Cryptic. He wants to be able to activate the Gavany Township. But again, if he was going to do it, there was no reason not to just get the extra damage on Gideon.
Yeah.
Pass on the other voice. But the issue right now is that Gideon is not being forced to be attacked. But it looks like he has a decent amount of removal here to attempt to interact. But that oh, Chucky.
So, for those who can't tell, Chucky made the play of trying to deal 2 damage to Voice of Resurgence with Electrolyze to kill it, but forgot that Alex had access to just activating his Gavany Township.
Yeah, easy to forget, right?
Apparently for both of them, yes.
Yep. Let's finish it off.
Yep. Not an optimal play.
Not at all, but working enough. He dug his way into a past the exile there.
Which is good because he needs to be able to protect his Gideon.
Ooh, shocking.
Alright, so this is not safe.
Well, he has a lightning helix. Okay.
Okay, this is safe.
So now he goes up 3. Gain your life. Resolve lightning helix.
Give him a second.
Literally,
Give him a
as
second.
he's not resolving lightning helix, he said out loud, playing fast and loose. Literally, words from Chucky's mouth. Playing fast and loose.
Yep.
Eternal Witness, what does that get him back? Walking Ballista, okay.
Okay, that feels like a really good thing to have right now.
Ballista on 1?
Just throwing it down?
Just not an extra 1? Duskwatch Recruiter. Pass your Ballista. Shoot the Snapcaster in response.
Wait, what?
Attack Gideon for 3.
Okay.
Verdict. Find the verdict.
How much mana does he have access to? Does he have...
100 million.
He just needs a lightning bolt, and then he can just go face. Is his hand lands? Is his hand just lands? Is this how it ends? This is how it ends.
Colonnade?
Alright, so...
Why are we doing that? We just try to kill him. But I mean, if Chucky has, like, something to do with his mana here. Ooh, okay. So he's going
I'm pretty sure Chucky's
to...
hand is literally just lands.
Yeah. So
Which
block,
means he's dead.
block... No, he's not dead. Oh, no, he is because of the Gavany.
Yeah.
It's exact lethal. No, it's just lands.
It's just lands.
That attack lost him the game.
Okay.
Oh, it's done.
So... Chucky wrapping up with a 2-3 finish through the little gauntlet. So he lost to Affinity, the 8-rack, and Counters Company, and he won against Blue-Eye Control and Cat combo. Cat Fall, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Deck does, I actually think the deck feels like it's a decently positioned mono right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you are a fan of the Blue Eye X decks or the Jeskai specifically decks, I think that it's a deck. It's definitely worth checking out. But anyways, so that wraps up our stream for this week, and
Nope.
no, that was not top level Magic. You are correct. And we are sorry about that. It was a little bit of loose there at the end, and we try to bring better quality than that. But occasionally it does happen. It is the middle of it is work week, and I imagine that towards the end of the night, sometimes brain just isn't there. So, anyways, thanks everyone coming out, and we'll see you next week. Andrew won't be here, but we should all be here hopefully, starting around the same time, 7:30. So, anyways, have a lovely evening, and thanks for everyone for getting there.
Everybody have a great night.